Alright. Come on.
Everybody loves it.
Let me hear your song.
It's too
It's too ready.
Thank you.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. My name is John, and I like to sweep up.
We'll be back.
What on earth is going on? Shut her down!
Uploading. System 1 loaded. Self-destruct sequence activated.
I smell a smelly smeller that smells smelly.
It's Dingle Dong, the ship show, Alba, and guess what? I'm on a cruise. I'm sailing through the Caribbean. It's part of the prize for being Elf of the Year. Oh my God, it's hot. I don't like the hot. I hate this thing. I want to get off the ship. I want to go back to the North Pole. I don't like it. But anyway, I'm here with my dad, Long Dong Dingle. I brought him along too. But he's been at the bar the whole time. He hasn't been much fun either. Anyway, everybody watch the ship show. There might be a special guest. There might not be. Who knows? But remember Dingle Dong says, we're gone.
Belly Rubenstein, the Wittenberg and Hamilton Twins. Belly Rubenstein, oh yeah. Belly Rubenstein, Belly Rubenstein.
Oh.
Welcome to the ship show, Mother Cluckers.
Tonight's episode of The Ship Show is brought to you by...
Hey now, shipheads! My buddies Doodles and the Rooster want to thank you for your support. And you're just a bunch of mother cluckers, and we love you. Do me a favor and try Doodle's Dong Butter. You won't regret it. Back!
Hey yo, Coop, my name is Kevin Counts. Coming at you live and direct to announce that for bug October this year, the California boy, he decided to bounce. Bro, it ain't my fault, it's too hard to pronounce. I'll do it next year, like a cat, I will pounce. I'll put my cockles in it, gotta give it every ounce of my bud. Gok, I'll rock, bud, gop, your socks. Rouge your mother clucker, you can go kick rocks. I never cluck and do what you want me to do. I dance around like a chicken dude. I dance around like a chicken dude. And all your mother cluckers should be dancing too. On the cool cruise piece, that's what I'm gonna do. Like a ship, I be making waves, what you gonna do? If you see me on the Lido, I'll be rocking with you. But if you can't find me, I'll be hanging out with the crew. When I dance around like a chicken dude. Yeah, but got mother clucker ship show in the house.
Well, hey there, folks. It's the Rooster coming at you live and direct from Ship Show Studios, praying and hoping beyond all hope that my audio is working and that you can hear me and everything is good. I'm afraid it might not be good. That's just what my inner chicken is telling me. I'm afraid it might not be. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. Happy holidays, by the way. I think we're in that part of the year, aren't we?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right?
They can hear me. They can hear me.
Good.
Okay. Well, Larry, yes, it is. It's the most wonderful time of the year. But when it is the most wonderful time of the year, okay, I want to say that the weather's terrible. It is
cold.
freezing cold, and let me tell you something. Dang near died when I went to pick up beer before the show this evening. I was doing like 7 miles an hour down my road, okay? And I had to make a right turn. I couldn't make the turn. Ended up cross street, almost hit a stop sign. You know, had to do a U-turn. Quickly got out of there because I turfed someone's yard. Karma, I think is what that was, my friend. Karma.
You got snow on the ground there?
We're in the huge winter advisory right now, Larry. I've got a crane scheduled tomorrow in South Haven, Michigan, where we're supposed to stack a 195-foot monopole tower, 35-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and I've got a Russian truck driver who's been sitting in the parking lot of the job site for 2 days because he came early thinking he could fast talk his way into us unloading him sooner. Obviously not smart enough to realize that it takes a crane to offload a freaking 195-foot monopole. But odds are the winds are going to be too strong for the crane to swing its jib, and I'm going to be out $7,000 on this job and have to file force majeure paperwork. If you know what that is, you know what that is, but it's an act of God in order to not lose money. And I didn't even want this job. But enough of that.
Yes, it's cold out. It's I think here right now it's about 28.
Kevin Brubaker says
cold.
it was 83-ish today. You know, Kevin, I'm glad you enjoy it. You deserve it. But Christopher Brown, I've got a bone to pick with you, my friend, down here on a cruise, okay? And he's from Detroit, Michigan. and he decides to join the Florida person silly thing that they say about, oh, what's that white stuff I keep seeing in all your photos? Christopher Brown posted on Facebook a picture of him on the beach, and what's this white stuff I hear about? Whatever, dude, you know what it is. You're just lucky enough to be, don't you dare. You're not allowed to do that if you're a northerner or Midwesterner, say, what's this white stuff? Because you know what it is. You lost your man card today. That's all there is to it. Okay.
Well, it was a great feeling. I left St. Louis and it was coming down pretty good. I think they got about nothing terrible, but about a good 3-4 inches the day that I left. So it's always a good.
I think a good 3 or 4 inches is terrible, but that's a joke I'll say for some other time. Wendy Johnstone says she's in 2 blankets, and Big Al, Larry, says that it's raining or it's snowing in Louisville.
Wow, how about that? So far we don't have any of that, but it's definitely been cold. We're on a cold streak right now, but we are in December, so it's like to be expected. So anytime you cruise during these winter months, boy, it's a great feeling to leave crappy weather and get off the plane and it have it be like 75 degrees. So
I won't know that until March. So yeah, and I won't be saying, what's this white stuff I hear of on the ground? Come on! I'm drinking some Frey Ranch bourbon that Lindy Lou sent.
Well, how nice is that?
It's funny, and I want to give, I don't know if John and Diamond are here. I know they're several hours behind. Oh, yes, they are.
Yes, they're here. They're here. They are
John mentioned in the live stream a few weeks ago about how the uncut stuff was fantastic. I was afraid of it, but I took his word for it. I was watching a documentary about, why am I drawing? Oh my gosh, I'm completely drawing a blank. Wore a top hat, Prime Minister of England. What the heck? How am I forgetting his name?
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. I was watching this documentary on Winston Churchill, and I tried it, and you are absolutely correct. Big Al's laying in bed with a heating pad. And guys, Larry is my witness to this. I want to show you something. There was a chance that there would be no show this evening.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can tell right now. You can't really. Can you tell, Larry?
No.
I noticed last night when we were filming, when we were doing some work on table assignments, I noticed when I was like getting ready to turn the fake live stream off, that my face was all puffy. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I wake up this morning and Kelly goes, what the hell is wrong with your face? I said, I know I'm ugly, but geez, I just woke up. For crying out loud, woman.
What a way to wake up in the morning.
So, yeah, I know. I'm like, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good, too. You're beautiful. But I went and looked in the mirror, and I'm like, holy schnikels, right? So Kelly leaves for work. I go downstairs and get dressed, get the dogs out, do all the stuff that I do. And I come upstairs. Stella says to me, Dad, come here. I said, Tess, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this because the complaint department is going to be closed. That is our next topic of discussion. Trust me, Tess. But there will be no special favors. There will be none of that. I am not lying to you when I say me, Larry Arnold, spent 3.5 hours last night toiling over these seating arrangements. Not because we were trying to make it advantageous for us. We'll explain. But anyway, Stella says, yes, you do need to put somebody on a timeout, and it's probably me, Scott McNeil. You're the moderator. You could try, unless someone's being untoward in the comments. But if you're talking about Tess, don't put her. I didn't say you complained yet. But she's over here asking, hey, do me right. That's not my job. There's plenty of men where you... Okay. That was... Okay. That was
so to finish up your story, all of a sudden I got to...
Stella says, Dad, come up here. I want to I said, what's up? She goes, oh, I just wanted to look at your face. Mom says you look like a chipmunk.
Yeah, but just on one side.
Yeah, so this was me this morning. It looks like I got a big old chaw of red man in.
And that's what it looks like, a big wad of chewing tobacco.
Yeah, I was like, how you doing? So the good thing is, Larry, my neighbor, not talking about York, another golf buddy of mine who's my neighbor, who's also my dentist. I sent him a picture of those two pictures I just showed y'all and a meme of a squirrel holding a bunch of food in his cheek. I said, we got a problem, Houston, because I got an implant that's getting put in way at the very back for a tooth that got ruined by my wisdom teeth. And long story short, I'm assuming it's some sort of problem with that, but I've been taking ibuprofen. He gave me some antibiotics. I go to the dentist tomorrow, and hopefully all is right in the world. Otherwise, you can just call me Butch or Jim Bob or Redman himself. Call me what you want.
You know the funny part of your story right there? You referred to him as first your neighbor, then your dentist, but never your friend. Sounds like somebody that lives across the street from you.
I said buddy. I said golf buddy. I said golf buddy.
You did say that. All right.
Well, listen, I've been demoted. I'm no longer neighbor. I'm the guy who lives across the street.
Oh, wow.
That's the joke I told York. And speaking of which, Larry, I have a story for you guys. The rooster has still got it. And I don't mean to monopolize this conversation, but this is a good one. The rooster has still got it, y'all. Lisa and York invited myself and Bunta to a concert hall here in town where they get some decent acts, right? But we're a small town anyway. Lisa works at Meyer Corporation. Her coworker is the drummer in this band, but I don't think he talks about it much, but he told her, hey, we're going to be playing on Saturday. You should come. And Lisa said, yeah, you guys should come. And you're right, Richard Van den Arndt, indeed. But so we went to this concert. It's a bluegrass band locally out of Grand Rapids. Very good. Great. I mean, it was a good show. There was an American Idol guy there who opened up for them. It was good. If you're into bluegrass, which, my thing is the music was fantastic, but the irony of this story I'm telling you is that everyone was trying so hard to be a hipster with the suspenders, the vest thing. Like, there's a look. There's a vibe to being a hipster. It's one thing to pull off an Irish vested suit with suspenders and a nice paperboy hat. That's one thing. These people were just, hey, where's my beard oil? I need a Pabst Blue Ribbon. And who's got the patchouli?
No, PBR.
Well, I'm just saying.
But
I was laughing at the comedy of the hipster style of dress. But listen, everybody's got their style. Whatever. It was fine. Okay? So, and who am I? You've seen what I wear, Larry. I'm a nincompoop. But, I'm still allowed to make my own judgments. Anyhow, we were there. It was packed. It sold out. But we sat in the very back and watched the show from afar. Lisa kind of roamed around a little bit. And that was that. The show was great. Then we decided to go to St. Anne's. It's actually a bar called Stan's, which is next door. It's the town watering hole. We went to St. Anne's. That's what we call it. And as soon as I walked in the door, I went to the bathroom. I go into the bathroom, and there's my neighbor, York. There's my buddy, my friend, my dear, beloved friend, York, who is peeing. They have a trough in this bathroom, like an actual trough attached to the wall. I said, York, I love you, buddy, but I am not peeing in a trough with you. So I walked into the stall. Me and York are shooting the proverbial ship, and this kid walks right into my stall while York and I are talking. He knows I'm in there. He just walks in, right? He just walks in. And I did say to him, I said, hey, man, almost done. I said, oh, by the way, I saw you at the show. Fantastic show. Looked like everybody was having a good time. You just can't come into this show. And that was that. And then he goes, bro, you're trying too hard. Okay? I hear York start laughing. And I'm thinking, okay, it actually angered me right from the get because I barely moved the whole show. I assumed he was talking about like he didn't hear my joke, really. Kind of said it under my breath, but anyway, I come out of the bathroom thinking he's going to be waiting there to go to the bathroom, right? No, he's a kitty cat. He said his comment and ran out. But you know who else ran out? El Duderino. You could tell I was pissed. Okay. Anyhow, I come out to the bar and I'm like, Doodles, what the heck, man? And we were joking. It was a tongue-in-cheek joking. Nothing was really going to happen at that moment. But I was pissed. I'm like, what is he talking about? This kid, of all the hipsters in that place, he's the one guy that does not understand the hipster vibe. He had on a Walmart cowboy hat, y'all. Like a cowboy hat, like that was tie-dyed. Like, that's not a hipster thing. I'll get to that in a minute. And I'm just sitting there kind of fuming. And I don't do this kind of thing. Arnold might at Coco K when people are playing their music too loud, but this guy does not. By the way, Larry, you're looking very tan, and I like it. I say to York and Buta, I see this kid leaving with his buddy. He was probably like 25. I said, I'm going to go kick this kid's beep. And did I tell you this story yet, Larry?
No, but
okay.
It's...
So I said, I'm going to go kick this kid's beep because I knew what he was. I knew when he ran out of the bathroom and didn't go to the bathroom after he said his comment. He was a, yellow-bellied sapsucker. I don't know. I just knew what I was dealing with. But and so I start beelining it towards the back door of the bar, and Bunta starts laughing. He follows me out. The guy across the street did not. We were just giving him crap all night because, he doesn't like that kind of confrontation. Not that he wouldn't have my back if I needed it, but we were just like, what the heck, man? So I go outside, and I'm telling you, I put on such a production. But I said, yo, wait, where are you going there, bro? I said, did you just tell me I was trying too hard? I need clarification on this. Tell me what you're talking about. He's like, no, I love you. I'm like, no, you don't. You wouldn't have said that if you loved me. I said, get over here. I'm going to kick your... That's exactly what I said. And while I was doing it, I was pulling my coat off, like putting on a whole... Here, Bunta, hold my coat. I'm going to go... I ship you not. The kid and his buddy both took off running to their car. And as they're running to the car, his buddy's like, what's with the thumbs downs, Pam? I mean, come on. Come on. As they're running to the car, his buddy's like, dude, why do you always do this? So he ran away like a little baby, and I walked back into the bar like a peacock, like, yeah, don't mess with the rooster. So it gets better. So the next
I don't know how it could get any better than this.
Well, not better, but the next morning, Lisa posted a video on Facebook. Oh, I forgot to tell you that when I was yelling at this kid, I'm like, me trying too hard. Look at you in your Walmart hat and your Temu pants. We want to talk about trying too hard.
Oh, there. You got even right there. What'd you have to chase him for out in the parking lot?
Because I was feeling it, okay? I haven't felt that much adrenaline since the Marine Corps in 1994. That's the last time anything like that happened. But anyway, the next morning, Lisa.
What about the time you reached through the man and lady to get your drink at the bar on the ship, and he got pissed? Remember that?
No.
You don't remember when you ordered? You reached through them to get your drink, and he said he didn't appreciate you reaching through them to get it.
Oh yeah, I do.
And then you had to talk to his wife later.
Oh, I did. I said, your husband's got a problem. Yeah, and you know what? What did she say to me?
She's like, yeah, he does.
She's like, I'm so sorry. He does this everywhere we go. But anyway, the next morning, Lisa makes her post on Facebook, and I was watching it. I took a screenshot of it because in the video, there was this kid, the same kid dancing. And so I zoomed in on it, I screenshot it, and I sent it to our group chat. And I said, this here is a 27-year-old boy who ran from a 52-year-old man who can hurt himself sneezing and begawks like an idiot all the time. And Lisa goes, you've got to be kidding me. That was the kid? I said, yeah, that's the kid. And I'm like, oh, crap, it's someone Lisa knows. She goes, he was so rude to me. Now, I'm not going to say what he said. I'm surprised Lisa didn't tell us what happened at the time. But she didn't, probably because she didn't want to start any problems, you know. But, yeah, the Roosters got it. I'll tell you what, if Arnold had been there, there might have been blows because I would have been even more empowered, and I'd have chased him to the car. I didn't even have any reason to fight.
All over, you're trying too hard.
It was disrespectful. He knew I was in there peeing, and he walked in anyway. He was cocky.
Okay, now that part,
he was cockier. He was cocky.
That's like when the lady on the Rascal came in because I didn't know how to lock the door on the Mardi Gras. Next thing I know, the automatic door swings open and she
it was
comes
an actual,
in on a Rascal.
On a Rascal? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. When you said Rascal came in, I thought you were using that as a descriptor for some person, and I was like, Larry, I'm all for that.
Because I didn't, those damn things were hard to figure out. You do the hand swipe. I didn't know you had to do it when she got in there to lock the door.
Well, here's a new name, Larry. Traveling on the beautiful blue seas, he says, or they say, yo, yo, yo. If it came to blows, the kid would have gotten excited. Garrett said this story's a lot funnier coming from you than it was coming from Caitlin. She's probably like, yeah, my dad thought he was tough.
Yeah, I could just hear her.
But Bunta witnessed the whole thing, and that was the best part about it. No one could say that I was embellishing. I literally told the kid, get your ass over here. And he ran like a chicken, ironically enough.
And you're sure that cheek was not from Saturday night?
Bunta was there. He'll tell you. That's exactly what she said, says Garrett. Well, Larry, we've got some stuff to talk about, especially your cruise on Symphony of the Seas. But I want to get to a couple of hellos here.
Fire away.
Trevor, wait, Arnold's talking to Trevor about a bunch of a-holes. I'm assuming they're talking. Yeah, Arnold, you are not the one. You are the one that went caged away the crew that tired to take our pool chairs. I'm just going to step away from that. I can't understand that type of stuff. Let's say hi to the baby. I'm kidding. First and foremost, I would like to give a round of applause and everybody give a thumbs up to this live stream in honor of the one and only Daniel. It's his birthday. Yeah, Trevor's a speedwriter. He absolutely is a speedwriter. much like some other people I know. But happy birthday to Daniel Fields.
Happy birthday.
May it be filled with joy and love, happiness, and peace to all mankind, and plenty of cruising in the next year. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Okay. Everybody's
birthday.
saying happy birthday to Daniel Fields. So I'm going to say hi to Mike D.H. Williams. How you doing? Mike Williams, how you doing? Mary Barkley is in the place. Gina Bird. Happy holiday to you. Garrett Smith. Trevor Barbara. I think there's about the look on his face. Looking at his own buddy dude. They thought you were gonna sneeze there, but okay. Big Al, how you doing? Sorry about the snow. I hope you're not in pain where you had. I saw you were laying on a pad. Sue O'Connor, how are you? Who else we got? Carla McClendon, never ending. Very big help with us this week. Drawing the names for Stocky James. Thank you, Carla. Never ending. And I also an apology to Tess Almond. You know, I get so used to her stuff online that I'm always on guard. She was talking about, I watched the whole stream, where's my sticker? Not realizing that I said it. The sticker. The irony of it. That's like we had a conversation about those stickers the other day, and I told her I'm working on it. And I thought she was rushing me for fun, but then I thought she was trying to say that for our name, and I wasn't owning it. Yes, but it was me. I was wrong. The only time you're going to hear me say it, not powered by that. Tess watched the whole thing to get the fix. Anyway, Rhonda Carney can't hear me. So, hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a good night. We'll see ya. I'm out. I don't know why you can't hear me. Maybe the music was too loud. Whatever.
The music was a little loud.
Just suspend disbelief and pretend you can hear me. Okay? Anyway, who else we got? We got Tess Almond, we've got Linda Land, we've got Sugar. So sweet. Show a little sympathy. How you doing, Sugar? How you doing, Sugar? John V in the place. Yes, it's so much better than John's rant. Oh, cry me a river, John V. You can catch these hands on the cruise. Trevor Begockler. He says the music level sounds fine to me. Yeah, that's because you're used to tuning it out. Slackers, crazy adventures in the place. Maybe ask Kelly to listen. We recorded the video of the stock exchange raw, and I said, please let me get Jamie Wilhite, because no one can ever accuse me of not sending my stock exchange. So I could have just stuffed my luggage mats in my stock exchange gift, a twofer. But anyway, Sugar's got 18 days till her cruise. Richard, how you doing, Richard? Vanden Arndt, glad to have you. I think I said Sue O'Connor. Kevin Brubaker, the troublemaker, out on the high seas as we speak. Had a great week last week, saw the Rockettes, did all the things. Welcome. If I missed you, I apologize. Garrett, tell Caitlin and my granddaughter I said hello. Caitlin called me earlier. Wednesdays are bad. They're bad. I don't have my phone anywhere near me when I'm preparing for the show. Sorry. So, Rhonda Carney says, I missed the notification of what? Stock exchange? Anyway, I don't know. Because if we posted like a whole crap ton of messages, sorry if you missed it. But, you know, we tried. We tried. So welcome. Oh, I see. You must have come in a little late. That's all right. I came in a little late myself. I mean, it happens all the time. You guys are used to it. I mean, you might as well just show up late at this point.
Hey, I think we were 8:01.
Yeah, you know, we did all right.
I think we took a lot of people by surprise. I swear it was 8:01.
Yep, we did all right tonight.
We did good. Everything worked. That's why.
So, Larry.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, before we do a deep dive into the soul-stealing Royal Caribbean practices of changing your itinerary once on board.
Yes.
Before we get to that, and the frequency with which it seems to be happening lately, let's talk about what you, myself, and Arnold did last night. Now that final payments have been made for the Coop Cruise, we have secured a group of tables for us to sit at together in the MDR. And we literally spent 3.5 hours working on it. And we were not trying to like somehow advantage anyone over anyone else. As a matter of fact, it became very clear right away that we were going to have a hard time with this because they gave us 10 2-tops, y'all, and 10 4-tops. But then they gave us one 12-top,
110,
2 8s,
3 8,
3 8s, 6 5s,
5 6,
or 5 6s. Yeah,
8
and then
4s, 10 2s. Yeah.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. We have a map of the MDR, and we've narrowed down that area. The 2-tops are literally butts to nuts, well, elbow to elbow to the 4-top. So it goes 2-top, 4-top, 2-top, 4-top. So really, it's like a long Game of Thrones type table situation. They're all in a row, okay? But, you know, our original intent, and Larry, you can vouch for this, we were like, you know, there's a lot of single individual cruisers. It'd be cool to get some of them together, not like single people. I mean, individual cruisers that we could probably, it would be fun to like get them to kind of mingle at a table, you know, whatever, because a lot of the couples, you know, require an even number of seats. And then that's just going to leave one single person at a table with a bunch of couples, blah, blah, blah. We went through all of that. And what became so clear last night with those 10 2-tops, it's really hard. And we've got two people cruising with us that are bringing a group of 3, right? So, you know, you got to...
Oh, we had more than that.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm saying, like, towards the end, when we started really getting to it, we were like, okay, well, now we got to put the 3s at a 4-top. So you got it. We are doing the very best. As a matter of fact, we did not finish last night because we reached kind of like an impasse because we actually have like 4 less seats than we do people. But there's also people that do not have early dining that have my time. And unfortunately, if that's what you have, I can't help you. I can't. And lest anyone get offended, no one can accuse us of like not doing our due diligence. But if you chose anytime dining, it's very difficult for us to assign a seat not knowing whether you're going to be there or not when there's 4 chairs that we could be filling. Obviously, most nights, certain people will be doing, like, specialty dining tables will open. But what I don't want is for us to have to, like, spend the day trying to figure out the logistics of where people are going to sit. So we're going to let y'all police yourself. First night, you know, we'll sit where we're sitting, and you guys can do whatever the hell y'all want. But that being said, we are going to talk to the maitre d' right off the rip and see what we could do. If we had one more, like 10 top,
10 or 12 would really help.
All of our problems would be solved.
Yeah,
it's all those 2 tops, because then you're like, okay, so we're just going to stick these 2 people that are new to the group in a 2 top. But because of all the larger groups we have that kind of ate up the bigger tables, you know, we're going to shuffle the deck and revisit it here in the next day or so, because we got to get the list to Sharon. But just wanted to be very clear that we are it's a very difficult thing to do, is what I'm trying to say.
We're putting time and effort into it. It's not like we're just willy-nillying it, but the first thing we had to start with was people that had multiple people in their group. Some have 12 in their group, some have 8 in their group, some have 5, 6. So we had to accommodate those groups first and then kind of work our way around that. So it's all right there together. If you've been on a group cruise before, the tables are all right there.
Well, no, that a lot of people are getting the impression, like, because they're solo, they're in the back of the class. That's not the case.
No, it's not at all.
Because we had a bunch of 3s. So we needed an additional, but we felt bad because we were taking a single cruiser that might have wanted to been at a table with other single cruisers to fill the void of the 3 people at a 4 top, you know.
Here's on the last cruise, literally I got sat at a table for 2, right? And I could reach out with my fork to my right or to my left and eat off their plate without even fully extending my arms. That's how close those tables were. So it's like I had to walk sideways between the tables to get in to sit down. So I think that's going to be the case again. So if you're at a table for 4, you're going to have 2 tables of 2 right there. It's going to be like a table of 8.
Yeah,
so
no,
we'll see that we get on board.
It is. And
they cram those things together.
We looked at it, and you could see that was the case. Now, sometimes, listen, I'm bringing Arnold in the MDR with me, and he's going to have a stern look on his face. No, I'm not worried about that. I just don't. What I'm worried about, we actually said, you know, if we could fill in some of the gaps with the solo cruisers, right? But in the end, it actually worked out against us in a way, because when you have the odd number groups or you have this or that, we needed more bigger tables. That's what we needed. And 10 2 tops and 8 4 tops was a difficult thing to do, but they literally are. There's 2 long banks of tables with like a bunch of 2 4 2 4 2 4 2 4 and 2 4 2 4 2 4 2 4, and then like the bigger tables are kind of in the middle. So we kind of have our own area there. So yeah, traveling the beautiful blue seas. Larry literally just got off the symphony of the seas, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I did want to let y'all know that we are definitely working on that, and it was fun. It was fun to do those. Okay, I have an appointment tomorrow at 2. Thank you to my dentist. He texted me today and he said, "Can you be here at 12:30? I can get you in." I was in a meeting. I looked at my phone at 12:30. I said, "Uh-oh, sorry, buddy, can't make it." But it was fun doing those live streams, because we did one with Carla on Monday, did one with Larry and myself and Arnold on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten a lot of FaceTime in this camera. Of course, my face would blow up. Maybe the camera did it, Larry.
It could be. It could be.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just telling you, your swelling has gone down a lot.
Oh, yeah, compared to this morning. Yeah.
It has gone down a lot. There is no question about that.
One other thing I wanted to touch on as far as housekeeping goes, non-Coop Cruise related, is that the cruise calendar will be released by Friday. It's almost done. There's been a couple last minute, you know how I get. I start working on stuff. How you doing, Jimmy G? Amy Elke, hello. I start working on stuff, and then I start getting ideas as I go. I mean, I can't in my right mind do a Cruise Dude calendar without putting Tommy Boat's picture in that calendar. If you don't know who Tommy Boats is, that's Tommy Casabona from the Always Be Booked Cruise podcast. There is a classic photo of him standing on his balcony in a bathrobe and sunglasses that it just screams Cruise Dude. Not too many people participated in the request to send their sexy pictures that I posted in the Facebook group, but the ones that did, I got some pretty good ones. I can tell you right now, without a doubt, December 2025 belongs to Sexy Hair, Rick Elke. I mean, it's undeniable. Stay tuned. There's some good ones. So the calendar will be out by the end of this week. Again, all proceeds benefit the Renalos as well as the proceeds for the Stein. And when I post the link for the calendars, I will also post the link where, if you so choose, you don't need a Stein, you don't need a calendar, you can donate directly for the recovery of not only just the Ronaldo's son, but also there's another fund for his fiance that he lost. So, yeah. Nancy Fields says John, not Dan. I'm not sure what she meant. But anyway, so I think that's all the housekeeping. Oh, sock exchange, Larry. Sock exchange. I did message Carla. I'm not sure if she responded to me, but yep, okay. So it is confirmed, Larry, you are paired with Never Endin' Carla McClendon.
Sounds good.
Yep. So with the sock exchange, the only thing I really want to say is that Carla made a post in the Facebook group. If you can't find it, let me or Carla know. We will direct you to it. It should be pinned in the group. If it's not, I'll make sure that it is. Last year, we didn't have any issues, but the previous 3 we did, with people signing up and then not sending anything. And that makes Pal Cetera look like Tony Barnett. Okay? That's how bad it is. When you do something like that and you sign up for it and you don't, things happen in life. All we ask is that if something comes up where you cannot fulfill your obligation, please let us know so that we can zig where we might have otherwise zagged. Because that's the point of this, is for people to connect. And it's not a good feeling to sign up for the sock exchange and send something to somebody and all you get back from them is excuses and then eventually silence. That's a douche move.
That's not right.
Don't do that. I'm not saying, I highly doubt anyone in this particular year would do that, but it has happened before, and we've taken care of those people. And what's funny is those people actually end up getting some of the coolest stuff. Like, there's some person that has the coolest towel, like beach towel. It was way back when, Larry. It's me and York. with the Ship Show logo just on a beach towel. No one has that. I don't even have it. She does. But anyway, I digress. That is not why I did not sign up, though. I love the idea, but I'm not reliable. Yeah, listen, Brandoline. Honesty is the best policy. I'm not good at it either, but I definitely take a lot of joy in the sock exchange. It's one of the things that in our community that we do, and it does bring people together.
It's fun. It's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to do, especially when I mean, it makes it a little more difficult, but I'm up for the challenge. When I have to buy for a woman, I need a little help with that, and I get it. But I think it's exciting to find little knickknacks, especially from your hometown, that you send to somebody. And I don't know. I get excited when I get mine, so it's fun to open it and kind of go through it. I've gotten some really cool stuff. That's all I can say. Hopefully, people feel the same about what I've sent them. But I'm gonna try to keep up in my game. So. Everybody wants I want everybody to want me. I want everybody to say,
it's not a competition, though, right?
Yeah, but I want to put really cool stuff in it.
Trust me, I know.
Not that it's expensive, but more of things that have thought to them, like from your hometown. That's what I like putting in there. Not that you spend the most, but that you put the most thought into the things you buy.
Yeah, little knickknacks, little paddywhacks, little dogs a bone, some candy. Maybe a little note, an ornament, something from your state. That seems to be very popular. As a matter of fact, I got my Christmas tree, and I have gotten several ornaments. This is one from Wanda Byram, the Texas ornament. And Karen sent me something else. Oh, here we go, from Texas. I got another one last year. I believe Karen Sims Carter, I think. And there's a chili in here somewhere. And Tess, do you recognize this? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, Tess. But it is a Christmas ornament during December. Todd Blount made this elephant towel animal. Brubaker sent me this Malort Christmas ornament.
Yummy.
Joni Balwinski gave me this on a group cruise, my tree topper. Oh, Rhonda Carney gave me this Grinch pubes. It's a ball full of like green hair. It's Grinch pubes. That's on my jammer. And of course, I don't know who sent me this one. I think it might have been Rhonda as well. It says, you're getting gas for Christmas. It's Santa farting. And the Paps, Mark Stamper, they sent me that. One of my most prized ornaments. First one I ever got. Love it. Anyway, whatever you think of, that's all. So, Tess says she's honored. She's on my tree. Well, better to be on it. There's no joke there. I'm trying too hard. I guess that kid was right.
He was right after all. Now that's funny. Now that is funny.
Yeah. So, well, if you'd have watched the video of us doing the damn sock exchange drawing, you want to talk about trying too hard, for heaven's sake. I was like, hey, congratulations. You just got drawn and you didn't win squat. Your name's just on the list, so you don't think we were playing favorites.
Oh, my.
Oh, wait, one other thing. Todd Blount made me this 3D printed rooster. It says rooster. So, anyway, almost everything on that tree was a gift. I think Kelly Madison gave me these flickums.
Todd Blount.
These flickin' chickens, I think Kelly gave me those. But, yeah. Anyway, I think that's the housekeeping. I think we've covered all the bases there. Sock exchange, the freaking tables. A lot of things happening. Been a very, very busy week. And the T-shirts. That's the other thing. The T-shirts before Christmas will be released I've got the girls' t-shirt done, and we did agree on the chicken one, the full print chicken one. Larry, I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
I did. Yep.
There will be the women's V-neck version, and then there'll be a unisex t-shirt version. There will also be button-ups, but those button-ups will be a totally different design for those who, want to step outside and into the, into Ship Show classy zone. So that's how it is. That's what it is. And the app is pretty much complete. I just got to finish getting the itinerary loaded in there. Now, that being said, several people asked me about, okay, so for the app, do I need to have internet in order to chat? You need to have internet for any app to chat with someone else. In Carnival's situation, you may not have the internet plan, but they give you the option to chat, and basically they've limited your use of the internet just for communication. So the chat feature will not work in our app unless you have internet of some sort. But the schedule of events will work. The list of attendees, the ship maps and where to go, all that stuff will be there. And there's also a nice section of Slippin' Digits music. No, I'm just kidding. But let's get to Larry's big cruise last week.
Alrighty.
The cruise where they freaking pulled the rug out from under you.
Well, I have to say that.
Wait, John V? No, it's not. No. We spent 3.5 hours getting the table arrangements ready. There's not going to be a lot of adjustments. We're not putting the stock exchange partners together. That brings a wrinkle into the mix like no scrotum has ever seen. Not a chance. No way, no how.
After 3.5 hours, no. Oh my! I wouldn't even know how to begin with that. That would.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, everybody. We got it. Okay. So we got these couples that are together. We got these couples that are together. We got this group of 3. We got these solo cruisers. We got people we don't know if they're in or out because they're on the waiting list. And we got the people that traditionally don't show up for dinner, but say they, so we're like trying to figure all this stuff out. And then I say, oh yeah, and also the stock exchange people, we got to put them all together. Holy moly, I can't.
Yeah,
you just turned my brain to scrambled eggs just now, John V.
Yeah. So I've been asked this question. I've been meaning to answer it. So Traveling on the Beautiful Blue Seas has asked if I've sailed on the Magic, and yes, I sailed on the Magic in September. It was there's no such thing as a bad cruise, but yes, I did. I can answer any specific questions you might have about it, but it was all good.
What a great point, Tess. If we did that, we'd split the couples up.
Yeah, there you go. Some people would probably like that.
Good
Just
point.
saying. Just saying.
Just saying. No, it's good. It's a good point. Good point, Tess. As a matter of fact, I did some work on the live stream this week. I'm going to press this button over here. Let's see if it works.
Super awesome comment.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. It worked. You know what else works? Deep Thoughts with Larry. He's going to give us his deep thoughts.
All right. So here you go. So fortunately, it's not a big deal to me, but when you start talking and meeting people at different events, you see the impact that cruise lines have on people when they make major decisions. So our cruise was supposed to stop at Coco. It went out of Miami. It was supposed to stop at Coco, San Juan, and St. Martin. So it had 4 sea days, 3 port days. And there was a lot of rumors going around that Royal was going to change it, that there was issues with San Juan. So as it turns out, I don't know how this happens, but the pier that Royal uses in San Juan was not deep enough, and they had to go in and dredge it again. and
When did they figure that out? Just curious.
That was about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes. So again, you got to look at Western, Eastern.
Was some cruise line like dumping their turds when they were in port or something and filled up the port? Like what happened?
I don't know. That I don't know how all of a sudden it wasn't deep enough, or deep enough at least for the Symphony. Maybe it was deep enough for smaller ships. But again, these cruise lines now are buying their own piers and their own port space. So just because Carnival's going there, they're at a completely different pier than Royal is. So you have to take that into consideration. So all of a sudden, it's just literally less than a week away, probably about 4 days away. Everyone gets an email stating, we have switched. We are no longer going to San Juan and St. Martin. We are going to Haiti. We're going to Labadee, Haiti, and Falmouth, Jamaica. So number one, if you were looking at this cruise, let's say a year ago,
good job, Carla.
These stops on the Western, the cruises were way cheaper than this Eastern one that went to San Juan and St. Martin. So people on the ship were like, I could have done this. This week didn't mean anything. I chose this week for these stops. I was willing to pay more money. So lo and behold, there's a lot of upset people. We leave Miami.
I didn't even know Labadee was still open. I figured
that's
YouTubers
the first thing
would be going buck wild putting that news out.
In the chat, everybody's like, I don't think it's safe. I still don't think it's safe. I am nervous about going there. I specifically chose this cruise because I didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
And then people got in our chat room and said, no worries. At Labadee, if like 500 gang members come and they get into Labadee, they're not going to go after you on the beach. They're going to go after the ship. I was like, oh, okay, then that makes it safe. It's like, so they kidnapped the ship. But if you've been to Labadee before, I mean, it's very sad, but you see all the people through the fence begging, and it's a different place now. The argument is if you go there, you're helping their economy because of the port charges, the taxes. You are helping the country, but it's in turmoil. It's just not a safe place. So make a long story short, we leave, and within hours, I was like, what is going on? This sucker is rocking. I mean, within hours of leaving Miami. And so I went out and I was like, oh, good. It is so windy. It is really windy. Like you could barely walk out on the pool deck. It was that windy. And I'm like, this is why it's so rough. So we go right to Coco. It's an amazing day. Unfortunately, we then had...
Would you say it was a lovely day?
It was perfect day because we did the Hideaway Beach, which I'll get to next. But we had sea days, and then all of a sudden the day we're supposed to go to Labadee at 8:05, the captain gets on the speaker where it goes into your room, which they only do like very rarely do they do it. It's very important.
Captain Johnny, right?
Captain Johnny. He's like, if you can see, we have not docked yet, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to because of the rough the weather, the rough seas. He said they kept saying don't try it. He said I still tried it, and my safety is the passenger safety is rule number one. And he said when we got closer, I saw waves going up onto the pier. So there's just no way you can dock when that happens. You cannot have people walking on a pier that the waves are crashing up on top of it. So he apologized. And so then we're like, okay, another sea day. And now we go to Falmouth, which is when you get there, they're like, if you don't have an excursion, you cannot leave the port area. It is not safe. And literally it's barbed wire fences, guys with machine guns standing outside the gate. Like, you're not just going to walk out into town. And I kept saying, well, the cool thing is they got a really good Margaritaville. Well, it has closed. So the port area it's pretty weak.
Is that a recent development that it closed?
That I don't know for sure. I think it closed during the pandemic and never reopened.
It
That's what
makes
I
me
heard.
wonder sometimes, though, how much the cruise revenue is helping the local economies. Like, I don't know. I'm not an economist. It just sucks. You know, we go to some of the most beautiful places in the world, and everybody around that lives there is struggling. It just sucks.
So the big question was that people started asking, why didn't we just skip San Juan and just continue to St. Martin? And I said, again, you can't blame the staff. You can't blame Captain Johnny. He doesn't make those decisions. These are coming from corporate. And like he told people on a tour, he said, you just can't arbitrarily say we're going to St. Thomas.
Wait,
because there may not be a spot on to dock at.
Once I had a cruise director page into the staterooms around 5 a.m.-ish, all G for blood. This was in September. That was so strong and never heard of. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Larry. I saw that comment and it kind of.
Okay, so I was on a cruise and they made an emergency announcement. They needed like AB negative donor.
Oh, so he's trying to say they were looking for blood donors? Okay,
I
I'm
believe
okay with
so
that.
because I was on a cruise and they did that and they said it like 3 times in the middle of the night. He might have been on the same cruise I was because they needed like a rare, it was like AB negative something. And I'm like, I can't donate blood anyway, but I don't even know my blood type anymore. But he said it. And finally, after a while, he got on and said, just everyone go back to sleep. We found a donor. Everything's good. But they needed a blood donor, and he got on that announcement. I think that might have been
definitely
the
do that
magic.
if
I
match.
don't remember. Yeah. So anyway, it and so I was at chef's table. I've never done chef's table before. I'll kind of bounce around a little bit here. They put it on. I had already booked it because I was like, I'm going to make a point to do new things on this cruise.
Yep.
Every cruise I go on, I'm going to try to do new things. And chef's table is one of them. I didn't think I would like it, but I knew Melissa would. So I was like, I'm going to get it for her. Paid
Can I
it.
ask you a question?
Yep. Yes, you can.
The first course, extremely fine shaved
scallops.
So was the second course, they came and dumped a bunch of breadcrumbs and spices in a bowl and then came around later with tomato soup?
Roasted tomato soup.
Yeah, roasted. Okay. Roasted schmoasted.
Roasted.
Okay.
Keep going.
No, I know the rest. I know the rest.
So
you
it was
probably had a choice between filet or branzino.
Yes, you did. Yes.
And then the world dessert.
Yep. So you're gonna love me for this. So our host was Mr.
Royal Caribbean.
Mr. Fluffy.
What? His name was Mr. Fluffy?
Yes. He would not tell us his real name. He only went by Mr. Fluffy. But I did tell him this. I said, oh my God. So the word got out that of the chef's table, I'd cruised the most. And they're like, we want to know why this is your first chef's table after 46 cruises.
Did you tell him because you could take 72 cruises and still have the same menu?
No. At the end of it, I told Mr. Fluffy, I will do this every time as long as you don't change the menu because it's perfect.
Oh, you son of a... Larry!
I said, why mess with perfection?
I turned him off. He's out of here. We can't have that. See?
And it was the wines. Oh,
he doesn't know I turned him off. Hey, Larry, I turned you off.
Yeah.
How dare you? By the way, Richard Vandenarn said we went to Falmouth. No armed guards. We went to an all-inclusive. I'm curious what that was. And also, Diamond Campa, I want to respond to your question. Okay, Larry, I'm going to let you finish out the live stream. I'm sick and tired of dealing with crap. I'm tired of
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh,
They
there you
can't
go.
hear me.
There you go. Now I can hear you. Yes.
I'm tired of it. I'm sick
No,
of
now
it.
you're-
I'm done.
now
I'm done. I'm done.
You're loud and clear now.
Sick and tired of audio stuff.
So Chef's
Anyway, to
Table
answer Diamond,
oh, I didn't know she had a question.
I need a sexy picture of John. He didn't answer my call to action in the Facebook group. I need a sexy picture of John on a cruise somewhere. You'll know which one it is. I need it, and I need it sooner than later. That's why I reached out to you. Maybe with a cigar, maybe with a bourbon. Maybe send it on a plain background, and I can put him wherever I need to. I can put him in Coco Cay. I put Paul on a freaking bearskin rug with a polar bear in the background.
You're going to ruin the surprise. Was there a fire in the background?
So that's what I need.
Okay, so Chef's Table, this is the thing I really liked about it. So you got 6 different kinds of wine. And I'm definitely more of a red person than a white.
That's a downgrade, actually.
This. So I had 5 white, and 2 of them, the Kim Crawford and the Conundrum, were like phenomenal. Like I got them later on the cruise and like vintages and other places. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
So, and I liked how they described the wines in great detail. It was really good. Later in the week, we did a Camus wine tasting and vintages.
Oh, I did that once. Yeah, that's
it was
awesome.
the same type of thing. They go in great detail about the owners and the sons and how.
Was it a different sommelier at when you went to the tasting?
Was it a different what?
Sommelier, the person that explains the wine.
Oh yes, completely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Mr. Fluffy, he was. Here's the thing: they had Chef's Table every night.
Hey,
every single night they had it.
If you're in uniform, John, even sticking daggone freaking better. And handcuffs, of course. Of course. Of course. These are questions you do not need to ask. You know all bets are off when it comes to the cruise dudes. So another question another comment I wanted to address, Larry. Celebrities Chef's Table is head over heels better than Royals. It is absolutely not the same menu. And Arnold is correct. I'm not even ashamed to say it. Carnival Chef's Table makes Royals Chef Table look like Guy's Burger. I swear to you, there's less of a wine selection, Larry, but you have all the options. You have red, white, the stuff that tastes like asparagus, sweet, all that. But they don't explain it in great detail. But for me, and Larry, I think you got the gist of it too, the way they explain it kind of gives it a little bit more value. It makes it interesting.
And he went in great detail, but then he also talked about why you were having it at that time, and to try and.
Good night, Brubaker. Have fun.
When you're not a wine person or really anything, and you want to learn more about it, that's what these 2 things did. They talked in great detail about how they make it and how they came across it. Like the Conundrum, I had no idea that it was just pure accident that they mixed a bunch of stuff together and all of a sudden you come up with this great wine. Yeah. So it was just fascinating to me, and I just was interested in why they chose what.
Like the weather, the winds and everything. Linda, what are you talking about? You got vodka and cranberry at your Chef's Table. It was a great experience, but it wasn't a wine pairing. Where was this? What ship? Tell me more.
Okay, so Mr. Fluffy, he did say, like, if you want something from the bar, he was right there to get it. He would get you anything you wanted from the bar in addition to what you were getting. So that's my only thing. It's like, if you have the drink package, like, I don't know, I don't see it as if you don't have the drink package, it's a hell of a deal because you get 6 full glasses of wine, and then you get a cocktail at the end.
Yeah, and that cocktail has one reason and one reason only. If you, this is the difference. You can still get, I suppose, pretty tipsy at carnivals. Royals, Chef's Table, that last drink is meant to be the 1-2 punch.
To put you in a wheelchair to get back to your room.
Yeah, you're not. It's the, what is it, Larry? The espresso martini, right?
It had something else with it, yeah, but it had a kick to it. Let me tell you. It
has 17 shots of vodka in it.
It's like, oh my god.
Hey, listen here, Brandoline. Fine. You want to say it's fighting words? It's a hamburger. I can have a hamburger anywhere on land. Guy's Burger. Guy's Burger is the most overrated thing about cruising, aside from the wobble.
It's yeah. I don't even. The smell makes me nauseous.
It's a hamburger.
Shaq's chicken. I like that. I like the Mexican plates. I forget what they call it, but Guy's Burger is just. It's like, okay, I can get a McDonald's cheeseburger, and what's the difference? It's like, I don't waste my time with it, but to each your own. That's the great thing about cruising.
I don't go on a cruise for fried chicken either. I'm sorry. That's not. I mean, listen. I got all the good ones right.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, quick lunch. I've done it. It's good. I know, and we don't have. It's no big deal. So my other big thing was, I bought the 3-day dinner package, and I had never done Central Park 150 before, and that was phenomenal. That was really, really good.
That's the one right when you come into Central Park, right on the right.
Yeah. Yep. So it to me, it's a miniature chef's table, but you're not with a group of people. But the food, the courses were really good. You actually order off of a menu, so you can choose different things. It was good. It was really, really good. Our waiter was phenomenal. It was a great experience. My only thing that, it's not really about the time, but I don't really like going to some of these places where it becomes 2.5 and 3 hours. Like, it's just too long. This was not. This was, I mean, they were even asking, do you have a show to get to? And the guy was great. I can't say enough about Central Park 150. Hooked seafood. This is my pro tip. And
food is not subjective. You got to trust my taste buds, Trevor.
Yeah, well, Hooked is phenomenal. But here's my pro tip. You have the drink package. You can go to Hooked any night, any day that they're open. Go to the bar, and oyster shooters are part of your drink package. It's the greatest deal ever. And nobody knows about it, and hardly anybody does it. But I went there twice. And when I ordered, the guy's like, well, if you're getting one, you might as well get two. So I was like, even better. So, and then we got to know the guy that's shucking the oysters. And I told him, I said, we have this the last night of the cruise, and it was phenomenal.
Do they call him the mother shucker?
Yeah. He was a super cool guy. I really liked him.
Okay, see you later, traveling on the beautiful blue sea. Sorry the audio bothered you.
Yeah. The shrimp were literally this big. They were huge. I ordered the oysters. You got 8 oysters, 8 shrimp. They were humongous. It was a phenomenal meal. I had lobster tail, grilled shrimp, grilled salmon. It was phenomenal. The only one that was a disappointment was Wonderland.
Brandoline says, I don't need the information on where the oysters are.
Oh, oyster shooter. They're tasty. They are tasty, and that's included in your drink package. Same thing with Wonderland. You can go to their bar, and they have a couple signature drinks. It's basically like a smoky maple Manhattan. And so we went there one night just to get their specialty drink.
By the way, did you have a toasted marshmallow?
I did, but it's not like the icon.
Okay.
So my good friend Roger Johnson, I'm here to tell you, they don't spray the marshmallows, and it was good, but it was not the same. But you could only get that at the Schooner Bar.
Crazy Cat Traveler said she'd be afraid of choking on an oyster shooter, and she loves seafood. Well, you know, the person who commented just above you, who said hooked is the best. Yeah, they lunged an oyster, doing an oyster shooter in Vegas with me and Tony Barnett. It was it's one of those videos. I'm so upset that I didn't get the full. I was trying to be all cinematic and I was shooting in slow motion, so I didn't get the audio. The only thing I got was Jamie in super slow motion, like taking a shot, and then it cuts to normal speed and it says, I lunged it. But he literally, there was a point in time when I thought I was going to have to give him the hind leg.
So my tip is you shoot the whole thing, but you don't swallow anything. And put it all in your mouth because you can get it all in there, and then position the oyster in your teeth before you start to swallow. Because I had one, the oyster was like this big. It was big. And I was like, man, I couldn't imagine trying to just let that slide down.
What you're describing right now, I'm imagining it in an alternate universe. Okay.
So anyway, that's my pro tip. The oyster shooters, you can go there any night and get those included in your drink package, which I thought was pretty cool. The food,
yeah, well,
the food was
Hooked's only on the Oasis class, right? I don't even know if it's on Allure.
It is not on Allure.
Yeah.
It is not. No, it's not.
Mary
Allure
Barkley says, listen, if I got to hold it in my teeth, it's too complicated. I don't need that in my life.
Well, you hold it because you want to chew it. So the other stuff, I mean, it's got Tabasco in it, and it's got horseradish. So it's a little spicy. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to take an oyster shooter, and I like them. I like them a lot. Like,
by the way, this just occurred to me. I saw a comment. Tess Alman, you sent me a message asking about an individual. Yes, they are. They are going to be on the Coop Cruise, the one you just recently asked me about. So there you go. Hooked is on Navigator of the Seas. Says
it's going on a lot that they have that have been in a dry dock. They're adding that. So the Allure is due for a dry dock, and I could just about guarantee you they're going to put a Hooked on it.
Well, I was on Allure after the first time they were dry docked, and I was like, okay. The first thing you need to do at dry dock is get rid of that freaking Mexican restaurant in the boardwalk area. Get rid of it.
Now, most of the ships, they replace that with the Playmakers.
I'm okay with that. Playmakers have some good, decent wings, man. They got some good food. And you know what? They don't... I used to think that Norwegian, like, ruled the roost when it came to wings. Trevor Bagokler, you know what I'm talking about. Arnold, Tony Jackson, and many others. When we went on the breakaway on the cruise to nowhere, when Bermuda got canceled, several days in a row, you could go into Oceans and just at the bar, if you had a bar seat and say, hey, let me get 4 baskets of these kind of wings. They don't do that anymore. I get upset, Larry. I'm sorry. I just get upset. If I experience it once, I want to experience it again. That is the life experience of a man. If we get it once, never mind. Well, so what about the service, Larry?
Well, just to finish on Playmakers, this is what I liked about it. It's an open air bar right there on the boardwalk, and it's all the way in the back.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So if you're sailing, you can look out the diving show, and you can still see the ocean. But it's just kind of a festive place, but I like it being open air. So if it's a nice day or a nice night to sit there, I just really like it.
Mary Barkley says, wait, just like my first shot of Buffalo Trace, I should just swish it around in my mouth and savor it?
Yes. Let those flavors sink in. Yes. That's what they told me about doing my wine. A quick little sip and then another big one and swish it around like mouthwash.
Yep.
That's what I did. So the service on the ship, unfortunately, is ridiculously bad. I mean, really, disappointingly bad. And I am not typically one that really needs all that, but it was really bad. I don't like going to a bar and ordering even just a beer where they reach in a cooler, pull it out, and they act like I'm putting them out. I saw that just over and over again, where literally you'd walk up, you'd say Miller Lite, the guy would reach in, take your card, swipe it, he'd hand you the beer, hand you your card back, and not say one thing.
Imagine if you ordered what's that one that's like half freaking daiquiri, half pina colada? What's that? Miami Vice. Imagine look you'd get if you said Miami Vice.
Well, here's the thing too. Unless I'm in my swimsuit, which is a lot, but typically I'm in at my chair. But I carry a ton of ones with me. So even if I like the guy, so I really came to like one guy. His name was Louie. He was at the pool deck. And I'd be walking by. He would call my name out. He would wave. He would just tell stories about where he's from. He was just a super nice guy. And I would try to flip him $1 every time, every single time. Now, if I went to another bar, and let's say I would get something that took some work into it, I would absolutely tip. But when you order an Amstel Light and he gives you this, like he doesn't know where it's at, and he has to dig around for it, and he plops it up there and swipes your card, never says a word, it's like, I'm sorry. I just have a problem with that. It's like, if you hate your job this much, then do something else.
Yeah, no, but this brings up an interesting question that Daniel Fields just asked, Larry. And it's in reference to what you said about like somebody being put off to grabbing a beer out of the cooler, right? Which you think would be the easiest drink, like they'd be thanks, appreciate that. But he said that bad service will be replaced with a beer vending machine.
And I you know what? I'd be all for it because it just was uncomfortable. It's a small thing, but on the last day, believe it or not, I have never ice skated on a ship before. And the main reason for it is Melissa has never ice skated in her life. Never once. And so on the last day, I said, I swear to God, I will not let go of you. But I think it would be a great picture because they make you wear a helmet and like, I think elbow pads and all. I said, I think it'd make a great picture.
Yeah.
I swear I will not let go. So earlier in the week, she's like, well, it's a bunch of times, and it looks like there's a place to make a reservation, but it's never lit up. I can't like reserve anything. So on the last day, I was like, hey, it starts at 2. It's like 10 to 2. Let's just be the first ones there. So we get there, and there was a couple in front of us. Not a single person there yet. And there were 2 people, and these are ones that work that are in the ice show, and this is their other job. So the first people are at the second.
Wait, they're skaters in the ice show?
Yes.
And they work the open skate.
Right. Because it's like, they need somebody to do this. And what else did they do outside the show?
Yeah. Okay.
So I recognized this one. She was you're very European looking, and we went up. Melissa's like, it's 2 of us. And she's like, do you have a reservation? She's like, you wouldn't let me do it. And she's like, we're full. She's like, we're full for this hour. But if you want to stand over there and wait like 10 minutes, we can see if we can get you in. As we're talking, the next people came up to the lady next to us. She's like, do you have a reservation? She's like, no. And she's like, no problem. We'll get you in. Handed them their stuff. Off they went. I said, I'm confused. She's like, I don't know why she did that. Next people came up to that lady. Do you have a reservation? No. She's like, it's okay. There's nobody here. We'll let you in. I said, again, so why are we not going in? Well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to wait like 10 minutes.
Wow.
So at this point, I was about to say, it was a female, but I was about to go off.
You know what was going to happen?
I was about to do like you did with the guy in the urinal. I was like, Are you serious right now? And with that, Melissa grabbed me by the arm, and she said, fine for me not to ice skate because I probably would have broke my freaking neck. So I then just started laughing, but I was like, what is going on this ship?
Well, you know, it's long been my opinion, and granted, I've had a lot of people disagree with me who were probably more right than I was in my opinion. But in my experience, I've had more bad experiences with staff on those Oasis class ships than I have on other size ships. I don't know if that has something to do with the sheer volume of everything that's going on there, or maybe there's more people, more drama. I don't know, but these people are living their lives on that ship too. But Tess brought up a good point. Like, and I'm always saying this for the sake of argument. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Here we are in a supposed, with 5x, like, quotation marks on either end, on a cruise channel live stream, right? Talking about cruising. Am I the only one? I'm just putting this out there. I am starting to notice a trend in the cutbacks, and it's not the nickel and diming thing. Everybody always talks about the nickel and diming thing. I'm talking about the experience as a whole. It's like somebody has a pickaxe and there's a guy in the back room saying, okay, what? It's like what we used to love most about cruising: the great service, the great food, the value for the money, and, you know, things like that. It's becoming like the Temu of vacation, the Dollar General. There's too much change going on, and when you hear about the cruise line, I really think, in my opinion, COVID really did a number on some of these cruise lines, and they're making it back on our backs. At what point is the consumer, because everybody says cruising's at an all-time high. Myself, I'm starting to think, is there value there? I'm not saying the cruise experience is bad. I'm not. But I am saying that it's not a customer forward business these days. They're like, these are the changes, deal with it, suck it. This is what we're doing. You don't like it? Sorry about your luck, Chuck. We were sold out 17 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, there's no question about it.
And I know what I liked about cruising, and I'm seeing a lot of those things not be there.
It's so this is my other thing. I don't expect a lot, but I do expect a little. So
yeah, okay, that's fair.
But hear me out on this. They make the biggest freaking deals about these loyalty programs and all the extra benefits you're going to get to keep you cruising, because they reel you in to that next level. So I'm at 225 credits. I'll never make I can't remember what the last one is, but I'm Diamond Plus is 180. So I'm 45 over Diamond Plus. No longer do you get a card with a different color. Your card is the same color. To get your robe in your room, you have to request it from your room steward. I didn't see our damn
How much money was that costing them?
Day 4. I didn't see our room guy till day 4. And Melissa kept saying he's doing a good job. I said, you want your damn robe, though, and we can't get it. And I said, you'd think the guy would at least leave his damn card in here. But we didn't meet him till day 4.
But if he gets away with not leaving his card and doesn't have to deal with you until day 4, that's not your problem. That's Royal's problem.
I said, hey, I usually ask for a bucket of ice, but at this point, can you just get us a robe? I don't need one. I just need one for the room. I need a robe. There's no recognition of your status on Royal anymore. Only if you're, I can't remember you have to have 500 points to become their top tier, which is hard as hell, or you have to be in a suite. That's the only way you get any recognition now. So when we went into the skating show, I said it was one we didn't have a reservation for. And I said, no worries. They have a Diamond Plus section that they reserve. I went in, I said, where's the Diamond Plus section? They're like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
We don't do it anymore. I said, why? I don't know.
Do you still have the seating on the pool deck?
So there is a special deck. There was a special deck for suite, and I can't remember what the last one is called. You have to have 500 cruise credits to become, I can't remember what it's called.
Pinnacle?
It might be Pinnacle.
That's what Royal Caribbean blog just became. That's why we call them Pinnacle Paws. You get a special pin. You get a pin.
I was just like, they're literally. So I even said to our guy, I said, hey, I bought the water package and we had 12 bottles of Evian, but I said, with Diamond Plus, I'm supposed to get 4 water. He goes, well, but you bought the water package. I said, so what? I don't care. I'm still supposed to have 4 free ones as being Diamond Plus. Never got them. It's like, so I got a free picture and $225 off the balcony room by being Diamond Plus. Other than that, I can tell you this: there's nothing. So all these
don't forget all the finger foods in the freaking Diamond Lounge.
So I went in there once. So in the old days, when you went in the Diamond Lounge, it was 4:30 to 8, and it was unlimited drinks, unlimited, and they kept it like you had 1 bourbon, 1 vodka, 1 scotch, and it was all like it'd be Jack Daniels, Dewar's, nothing great, but nothing terrible. But it was unlimited beer, wine. Now you get 5 drinks a day, 4 if you're Diamond, 5 Diamond Plus. You can get them at any bar, doesn't matter what it is. But when you go to the Diamond Lounge, it was in a dungeon. It was like on deck 4 with windows. No windows in a dungeon. And I'm like, why would I? And it's like, if you have the drink package, why would you come in here? To have a couple little shrimp cocktail and a couple egg rolls? It's like, just do away with it. I mean, it's just, they don't take care of their loyalty people, but they are the first to try to get you to keep cruising
meathead,
and be that loyal to Royal to keep moving up the chain when it doesn't get you anything.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm not trying to I'm not saying let's be negative, but I do think we're getting to a point where the conversation needs to happen where at what point are we only cruising because at some point we decided that at the time cruise vacations were the best cruising value and the most fun. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy cruising, and I'm certain, Larry, that you're not saying that wasn't a fun cruise.
No.
And you even got your whole itinerary changed. But what I am saying is, I'm not talking about all these people that, are booking cruises because of the blitzkrieg of marketing. I can't go to Golf League I don't have television, but when I go to Golf League, there's TVs playing. Every single week I see Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, at least one commercial, right? They're advertising, so people are going. But those of us who are here at freaking the 10:40 at night, this ain't our first rodeo. We know what we're doing, and the cruise line is, to Larry's point, they're doing nothing. Like they are taking away a lot of things that made it appealing to us. I feel like it's not sustainable to, it's like taking a cheese grater along the edges of all that was great. And eventually we're going to be down to hey, the bars are only open between noon and 4 p.m. After that, you have to use the automated machines that you can find forward and aft on every other deck on board. That's an exaggeration, but I'm saying it's becoming like a crappy all-inclusive resort situation where before, I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and the thing about it is the prices keep going up. And
Yeah.
more power to them if they can get it and they're selling out the ships. But I guess my just biggest thing is the lack of recognition to a loyal customer. Somebody I've been cruising with Royal Caribbean since 1994. And it's like there's nothing there. I mean, when you used to get a card with a different color like Carnival still does, I'm just telling you,
Oh, I know.
all corporations do that. So when I
I've
worked
seen it.
and traveled, I was platinum or diamond, Holiday Inn. Same with Hilton, because I was out of town 4 or 5 nights a week. And when you check in, one time somebody showed me, like you type in the reservation, and if you're like their highest level, like diamonds come on the screen and it surrounds the name.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, Mr. Baum, wow, you're diamond. Thank you so much for staying with our being, diamond. Here's your free water. Here's your free this. Here's your free that." But just like, just thanking you for your business is kind of nice. And like I said, I this was the best. I was at the one bar and I just said, "Do you have Amstel Light?" "Yes."
Hey, good to see you again. I just for argument's sake, Larry, do you think maybe the crew was just as upset by the itinerary change as the passengers were, because going to Falmouth and Labadee meant regardless of what ports they were going to, they were going to be busy as hell all the time?
So this bartender I talked about, his name was Louis. He was from the Philippines. Super, super nice. He is probably like around 30. And, one of those guys, he tells you stories, got a wife and a daughter back at home. Can't wait to go. He had another month till he can go and spend 4 months with them. But he starts talking to me, and I'm there one early morning, and it's just him and I. And he said, "Did you get off the ship yesterday?" I said, "Yes." He said, "What was it like?" I said, "I just walked around the port area." I said, "There was no way." I said, 15 years ago, I went into the town with my son, who was about 22 at the time. And once we got there, my son's like, "Dad, I just don't feel good about this." I'm like, "I don't either." And we walked back. He's like, "Oh, well, I have to tell you, they tell us don't leave the port. They tell the workers that." So he said, "I don't even get off just to walk around those shops and that. There's no need. So I just take that as a day I sleep in. But I've never gotten off the ship when we go to Jamaica."
Well, I'm not going to lie. I had, Larry, a fantastic time. It was at the Carnival port, though.
Yes,
with Sharon at Sea, beautiful. We went to that resort there.
That down at that other end, it's super nice. It's really, and like I said, we would have taken an excursion, but because they only had like 3 days to make those available, all you had to choose from was trips to Dun River Falls. And I'm like, I've done it like 3 times, and now in my physical condition and my age, there's no way I'm climbing those damn falls. There's just no way.
Right.
I said, could you imagine a person that's leading me in the chain, that's pulling me up these rocks? They're not going to be happy.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, how did I get this dude to pull up in my chain? So, I mean, I make the best of it. I mean, but when I got the survey, I didn't hold back. I did not hold back. And I won't hear from them. They won't care. But it's like Diamond Plus, and there's literally I was no different than the person that took their first cruise. Like, now I did say this, that our guy at Chef's Table that was called Mr. Fluffy. So these people were
what a great name.
Yeah, they were asking me a ton of questions at the table, and I was trying to answer them the best I could, and without being braggadocious at all. And all of a sudden, he came over to me later, and he said, "I heard in your conversations you were on the Icon." I said, "Yes." He said, "When this is over, I'll bring you another glass of wine. You choose what you want, because I'd like to talk to you a little bit." I said, "Oh, sure. You don't have to bring me a glass of wine." No. And so he did. So I'm sitting there, and he's like,
Tess Almond, how dare you? Hold on. Wait, Larry.
Yeah.
Where's my golden? Hold on.
That is not a super awesome comment.
She wants to know if Mr. Fluffy's previous job was a fluffer.
He never said how he got that nickname, but he said to me, I have 1 month left on the symphony, and they're sending me to the icon. And on the icon, this is going to be my job. I can't remember what it was. And I said, oh my God, yes, you are icon material.
Yeah.
Because the best of the best are on the icon, and you're one of the friendliest people that I've had on this whole ship. And I only had you one night at the chef's table. But yes, you will be, that's why you're chosen. Because you stand out on this ship, like really stand out. And I had others. I don't get me wrong, I had a lot of others. And again, it just a lot of small things. Like, how do you not meet your room steward till day 4?
I don't
How
think
does
that's
that happen?
uncommon these days, dude.
It's
I really
not.
don't.
It's not.
Steve
Maybe
Morales
not day
says,
4, but
he says, when it no longer makes sense to cruise, I can say land-based vacation. And you know, it's going to be interesting, Larry, because we will have the Coop cruise in March. And then 3 weeks later, I'm going to spend a week in St. John. It'll be interesting to kind of see, because there's a give and take with that, right? So all-inclusives, in my opinion, unless you're going high-end, they're garbage. I've been to plenty. They can't compare to the cruise lines even now. But the give and take there is that when you do a land-based vacation, it's up to you to figure out where you're going, how you're going to get to dinner, what's the logistics of this, but I feel like if they keep shaving away the land-based vacation spots are going to start noticing, based on the feedback they're getting from their customers, okay, this is what we can do to appeal to the people that enjoyed cruising previously. Now, hopefully a missile doesn't drop on my head that came from Carnival, Norwegian, and Oceania and Princess, because I'm talking smack, but I'm being honest. Honesty.
Well, that's all I'm ever going to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I will say this. The ship was immaculate. It was super clean. They did a really nice job of the upkeep of the ship, constantly cleaning. You see workers all over the place. That part of it was great. Security was great. There were no fights. There was no issues whatsoever. So there were a lot of really, really nice things about the symphony still. But again, the symphony I've been on twice, and the service was just it's not really the service, it's the attitude of the workers. I mean,
did they seem shocked when you wanted a cocktail for dinner? I'm just curious.
Okay, so only ate in the main dining room one night.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. This is my other little pro tip. There is it's called Solarium Bistro. It's a restaurant in the Solarium.
Yeah, I like that place.
Phenomenal. You have to have a reservation for dinner. And even though it's a buffet style, it's a higher end buffet style. It costs you nothing.
Sometimes on some nights too, it's a Brazilian steakhouse at Solarium Bistro.
Yes. Yeah. This one, we just happened to do it. It was an Italian night. But the soup, salad, everything I had was phenomenal. And our waiter was great in there. But at the specialty restaurants, that's the first thing they do.
Thank you, Trevor.
What do you want to drink? I mean, they're doing that right away. In the main dining room, I don't remember because it was only one night. But again, it was just like the food was like nothing to brag about. It just it was dinner. And I'm not expecting a lot, so it was fine. But because we had the 3-night dinner package, and then we also had chef's table, and then we wanted to do that Solarium Bistro one night. That was all of our other times. But a lot of good things about the ship. The activities I thought were kind of lacking. Like when you cancel a port, when you cancel a port at 8 a.m. and it's going to be your now a 5th sea day, don't you think that they would
maybe a little
plan
extra care
stuff?
Yeah.
Like, just say, hey, the jazz band's going to play in the
I see
afternoon.
you, crazy cat traveler.
Just-
You're right.
I don't know. I just thought like they would up their game for activities on the ship, but they didn't. It was the
Steve
same
Morales.
Super awesome comment.
He says a higher buffet like Golden Corral.
No, it was good. No, it was good. Like it was
Oh
it
God,
was
Daniel Fields.
it was good.
Super
No, it was
awesome
not like Golden Corral.
comment.
Can John
Well,
say double dog dare? I mean, come on.
That's the buffet. That's the buffet, the regular buffet. To me, it's just like a Golden Corral. It's like I always find stuff, but I'm not a foodie. I don't go to eat. But when I have a really good meal, I do recognize.
Wait, you don't go to the buffet to eat?
I get usually like soup and salad. And
Yeah, I
if
mean,
the
you know
soup
what? No, yeah, that's true. I usually go for the side items at the buffet.
Yeah. Or I'll get like they'll
It's a
have
good point,
like
Larry.
veggies or I'm not. I look at all those different things and I'm like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, except for breakfast. The only time I ever really go to the buffet anymore is for breakfast. As a matter of fact, I get offended when the people I'm cruising with, like Trevor and Arnold, and they want to go to the what Trevor calls the scarf and barf. I'm just like, no, guys, I raised you better than this.
So they have their Mexican restaurant. I can't remember what it's called, and it's really good. So twice we went there for lunch, and I had tacos, and they were phenomenal. But again, we'll go days that we don't eat breakfast or lunch.
But wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
Tell me about your experience at Wonderland.
It was so bad. It was the first time we went on it, we left there just like this was amazing. This was awesome. This time I will admit it, we left there and we started walking and we passed that doghouse and I got a hot dog. I took 2 bites of that and I'm like,
wait, it was open after 3 p.m.? I've never seen it open that late.
It opened again from like 9 to 11.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
I took
and listen-
2 bites of it and I was like, how do you ruin a hot dog? And I threw it away. And then we went and got a slice of pizza.
Here's a
Melissa's
question
like,
for you,
we
Larry.
should not have left a specialty dining place and been hungry.
Well,
Like, the food was bad. It was,
and I'm not going to lie to you, Larry. In my experience, Wonderland was one of the best. Behind the Carnival Horizon chef's table, Wonderland was the best dining experience I had at sea. But Steve Morales, I think it was Steve, had the question, was there late night pizza?
yes.
And
Well-
was that Sorrento's?
Yeah. But this is one of those like early to bed, early to rise. I think I was only up till 1 o'clock one time, and I don't eat pizza that late. This was 9 o'clock. I was still hungry. Like I had the stuff at Wonderland was gross. It was bad because the guy's like, you can order off the menu, but most people let us, because we know what we're doing here. You let us bring you all your courses. We're like, oh, okay. And I said, I guess that's what we did last time because it was great. It was disgusting. It was horrible. It was like, Melissa's like, just
Did you
try
tell
it.
him?
I did. Yeah. I was like, wow. He's like, aren't you hungry? I'm like, I tried it. It's not good. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, not good.
He probably was like, oh, this guy doesn't understand fine dining. But
I guess.
Nancy Fields, I do too. I love Luna and Nova. And quite frankly, live stream with Arnold on Monday, live stream with Larry and Arnold on Tuesday. Sunday, we were busy as heck. These dogs are wondering why Daddy's not watching documentaries, and they're starting to act up. Okay? Somebody come save me.
Let me look over my notes real quick. The one thing I do have to say, so the Hideaway Beach Club at Coco.
Yep.
I cannot imagine ever going back and not going there. It's that good.
Yeah, I've been there. I like it.
So they did a Black Friday deal, and I got us Hideaway Beach Club for $75 for 2 people. So when you walk through that pier, you immediately take a right and you walk down this sandy path, or you can take a shuttle that takes you there. It's no more than a 10-minute walk. Very scenic all along the ocean. Huge. I mean, huge heated pool. Huge. And again, a huge swim up bar. And even if you're sitting at the pool, you can see the ocean right there. It's a great view of the ocean. If you want a beach day, it's like perfect. No rocks. All sandy beach. The only thing about it is the food's the same. The food was like, all these people were like, I was told you have to get the chicken sandwich and the mozzarellas and you put it on there and you put the marinara on. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And I took one bite and I was just like, I felt like I was at Hardee's. It's like, I can't brag about this. So anyway, again, I'm not a big eater, so it doesn't matter. But the bartenders were great. People were friendly there. People get really messed up though, like really bad. I think it's because they go there, they get these frozen drinks. This guy and gal sitting next to us, the guy was a massive, like bodybuilding looking guy. And they were drinking these frozen green looking drinks. And I mean, they're just belting them down. We got there at like 8:30 and they were right there with us. By noon, I bet he had already had 12 of them.
Trevor, I went there. Almost, it wasn't on Bromania. It was right after it was built. But I mean, you don't act surprised that you didn't see the vlog. I mean, but
you probably were at Cocoa Beach Club.
No. That was the first place I went. No, because I went there on Adventure of the Seas. But then they opened that one, and I was there. I can't remember what ship, though.
Okay. Because the Cocoa Beach Club, they give you a fillet and lobster for lunch.
Yeah, and the lobster is crap. It's
you pay a lot more, though. So anyway, this guy, it gets to be about 2 o'clock, and I can read the woman's lips, and she's like, you need to eat something. So she goes walking away. She comes back. And this guy's like, I mean, he's older, so he's lost some of his physique, but he's a big dude. And he eats this cheeseburger in like less than 2 minutes. Like just gobbled it down. So he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he starts swaying. And I can read her lips. She's like, we need to go. We need to go back to the ship. So he's trying to stand up, and he's struggling. And she's grabbing him by the arm. And all of a sudden, a worker comes, and they're like, stop. And they're like, we'll take care of him. So they got a wheelchair with those huge wheels.
Oh, yeah, the great big ones.
They can go through the sand because you got to go through the bed. So they put him in it. As they're wheeling him out, he's puking all down the front.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I said, it's like, oh, my God. And I said, yeah, look, that cheeseburger didn't stay that long. It was so disgusting. We saw 2 more people throwing up on themselves. I said, you know what? It's now about 3 o'clock. I said, I think it's time for us to go. I can't. I mean, they just were getting shit-faced. It's just really bad. Puking on the front of themselves.
I did.
Here's my other story. I swear I felt bad after I did it. But we're in the pool one day, one of our 5 sea days. And we're there, and all of a sudden a crew shows up, and they've got the biggest bucket of ice water. I mean, filled with ice and cups in it. I was like, something's going on here. And they're like, we need 5 volunteers. Anybody, can be 5 volunteers. So I'm in the pool. I'm not going to do it. They get these 5 people, and they're like, okay, so we're going to play pool trivia. You get your first question wrong. We pour a cup of ice water on your head. Second one, you get 2 cups. Third one, we push you in the pool. You're out. So
Mexican word of the day. We run out of sandwiches. Don't worry, wheelchair. Oh, we'll share. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Steve! By the way, I wanted to say, Steve Morales. I always say Steve Morales Gonzalez Conchito Momito Bovito. I've decided recently that I would like to call Steve Morales Amigo. I'm going to simplify it because that's what you are, my friend. Yes, wheelchair. Please share your sandwiches. Tacos would have been a better word there, but whatever. That's, American for tacos. Sorry, Larry. I totally squirreled you out. My bad.
No. So we are, sorry, I'm getting a text I have to answer.
Well, no, that's okay because you know why?
Why?
You had mentioned something about taking a, like when you're in Coco K, you have to, you have to like take the tram, right?
You don't have to, but you can.
We have a pro tip for you here.
Okay.
This is a Ship Show exclusive.
Something I didn't know I messed up is make sure when you're going to Coco K you bring cash because the tram costs $2.
All right, hold on. I gotta do this. All right, here we go.
Something I didn't know I messed up is make sure when you're going to Coco K you bring cash because the tram costs $2 a head. I didn't bring any cash and it was like 3 miles to walk here. So, pro tip.
Just saying, just so you know. Just so you know.
So I'm in the pool and they're asking questions. And I guess because it was a wide range, I knew almost all of them. So they asked like
super awesome
they asked
comment.
a girl that was like 20 who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. And she had
Oh my God, wait, is this what you laughed about?
No. But yes. So they asked this one girl and she had no idea. And they wouldn't like continue the question. So the guy's like, anybody know? I said, Mark Hamill. And he's like, yes. And then they asked, who was the first person to walk on the moon? And I think that the teenage boy said, oh, I know this one. It's Louis Armstrong.
No, shut the... Oh my God.
I'm already kind of losing. And there was an older man at the end, and he was pretty good. And then there was this other kind of like probably about an early 20s girl. She was getting questions right. So all of a sudden it comes to her. It's down to these two. So they've been knowledgeable. So they said to the
I see skies of blue, eyes of white.
They said,
I see the moon. I'm standing on it tonight.
They said to her, okay, so we're down to the finals. Who wrote the book To Kill a Mockingbird? And she sat there. She stood there. And she's like, oh, come on. I know this. She's like, I know this. And all of a sudden she goes, oh, I got it. Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, my God.
And I am in the I'm in the pool, and Melissa's sitting and Alondra across me, and she's like, you laughed so loud and so hard. First of all, the girl was offended, but then you got like 25 other people dying laughing because of how hard you were laughing. I said, when she said, oh my God, I got it, Abraham Lincoln, I just lost it. I was like, so the guy, the smart-ass guy said to me, he goes, okay, smart-ass, what's the answer? I said, Harper Lee.
Oh,
like, oh, you're right.
So you told me that story was going to be funny. But I thought if you were going to tell me that it was Louis Armstrong, I was going to be like, Larry, that story's not as funny as you led it to believe. But oh my God, that's fantastic.
But it's when they both said, oh, I got it. She's like, I remember now. Abraham Lincoln.
That is freaking fabulous.
I could not stop laughing. Melissa's like, you owe that girl an apology.
No, you don't. Sometimes shame is the best teacher.
Oh.
Sometimes shame is the best teacher. It's like when Rhonda Carney tells me I can't hear John anymore. I'm ashamed. I'm sad. And, you know, it just keeps me going. I strive to be better. But I'm sick and tired of having this big, giant freaking burning love Elvis microphone in my face all the time. So tonight, you know, I'm using my my little lavalier mic. I'm working out some kinks here, but this is actually meant for singing. You know, like, do you believe in love after love? That kind of thing. I could see something inside myself. Really don't think it's strong enough. Wow. That's what this mic is for. It's not for, hey there, folks, it's the Rooster coming at you live and direct from Ship Show Studio. It covers up my beautiful face. And we all know you want to see me and Larry's beautiful faces. Anyway. No, I'm kidding, Rhonda. No, I'm totally kidding.
Cruises, I love cruising. You know that.
Yeah.
I am proud to say this, and I'm not saying it to brag, but I didn't realize this.
Testing.
But I was coming home, and I started thinking, you know, this has been a good year of cruising, and I realized I had cruised.
I have a fruit fetish. I know I brought it on myself.
Steve Morales told me to stop singing, Larry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I cruised 42 days this year. 42. I think that's, for me, that's the most I've ever cruised in 1 year.
I've cruised 38 days less than you this year. Bromania.
Well, it was a great year of cruising. I make every cruise great. That's the best thing I can say is I never walk away not having an absolutely great time. It's just when you have been given recognition for meeting a certain level because you've spent so much money and so much time with a cruise ship, and now you don't get that recognition and you don't even get your damn robe till day 4, something so small. I just think that they have issues. They have issues that they need to fix. And like I said, they keep charging more and more for these cruises. They're getting more money. I own all 3 of their stocks. I own Norwegian, Carnival, and Royal, and they have all skyrocketed. They have all gone up huge, and they're going to continue to go up because they're making record profits. And
they're making money off the back of people who are looking to cash in quick. But the pricing, the experience, either it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to go, cruising becomes unbearable for those of us who know what cruising is and what it was meant to be. Or there's going to become a crossroads where the CEOs say, okay, we've lost touch with our core audience. It may be time to revisit things.
Well, here's my thing. If you're not going to give recognition, then just do away with these tiers. But they like the tiers because they want you to be so cognizant of meeting that next level that they know that is something that will bring people back.
Oh my God.
Because they're still I'm 4 days away from Diamond. I'm like, okay, you'll get $200 off your balcony room. I had this discussion with Larry Thomas. I said, are you Diamond yet? He said, no. But I said, when you do, you'll get $200 off a balcony. He's like, wow, that's a nice perk. I said, it is, but it's about the only one you get now. That's about it. He goes, well, you don't get that on the other ones. I said, I realize that. Carnival, you become Diamond or Platinum or whatever, and you get last day. Are you kidding me?
Comment.
Seriously? That's it? So I'm again, like Royal, if you're Diamond Plus, you get 5 drinks a day, and if for a lot of people that's good enough, or you can choose when you use that. So that is a nice perk. I'm not gonna lie, but I get the drink package. So it's like you could give me 10 free drinks.
But you know what they did is they gave you $200 off your cruise, but then they raised the drink package over the course of the week by $200. I mean, I know that applies to everyone. But
look at the drink package for our Coop cruise. I mean, I did realize this. So we have to remember it's an 8-day cruise. So I looked at it. It's with taxes and port charges. It's now right at $1,300, but it is for 8 days instead of 7.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
And they limit you. I mean, I
You
gotta
can-
say, Royal doesn't limit you.
Yeah, the limiting thing never has bothered me because that's not something that I've never hit 15. So it's not something I like. I don't worry about that part of it, but don't. Everything is becoming more expensive, and when you lower the when you lessen the experience for more money, at some point there's a line of delineation that separates things. And either you're all in and you're all into being the experience taken away, and pretty much by the time we get to 2026, we booked a cruise, and essentially we're going to the library for a week because there's no ports that'll tolerate us, or you figure something else out. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm anti-cruise. That's not the point.
I'm not either because
I'm anti experience grading. They are trying to shave away. They're ignoring the savvy customer and appealing to the newbies, just like you said, Larry. The loyal people that have, before the pandemic, before all of this, that celebrated the cruise vacation and what it was all about, have mysteriously, after the pandemic, been left behind with the understanding we are trying to get past pandemic losses, and they saw what they got away with when cruising restarted. This is my belief. I
know. So
they saw what they got away with, and they're like, okay, well, frick, people are still booking if we don't even do this or that or this. Let's just do that. Okay. We were supportive of your cause, trying to get back on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep taking stuff away. I'm going to be supportive of the Grand Ryu Palace in Nassau that gave me the worst meal I've ever had on land. That's all I'm saying.
So, we left the ship. Our flight wasn't until 3 something. So again, I'm like, I don't care what our number is. We're going to be one of the last ones off. And dummy me, they said, okay, all numbers have been called. It's time for everybody to go. And we got up and left. We should have still waited about 15 minutes. Go down.
Wait a second, Larry. I hate to interrupt, but you'll appreciate that I did.
Yep.
Richard Vandenarn just commented, we just got the drink package on Royal for $59.
That's correct. So did I. Yes, he's right. That if you're Diamond, I got it for $59 on this cruise, plus your tips and taxes.
Oh, well, shit, we just paid 90 something for the Romania.
No, I'm saying for the Coupe cruise on Carnival, it's $1,310 for 8 days.
Okay.
No, I did. I paid $59 for Diamond. I got Melissa's. It was a Black Friday deal. It was like, it was
Black Friday
maybe 70. Deal. But it was actually a legitimate sale.
Well, okay, I'll take your word for it, but my opinion is Royal Caribbean freaking the sale is ending in 2 days, and the better sale is starting in a day and a half.
I had already bought it. I had already bought the drink package. I canceled it and rebought it when they did that Diamond.
Wait, Richard says he bought it at Platinum. He just turned Platinum. He's not Diamond.
Well, I'm just telling you, my cruise, it was Diamond was 59, Melissa's Platinum, and hers was like 70.
I want details, Richard.
I'm just telling you, Royal, every ship is different. It's not like Carnival where everything's the same price. Every ship, every week is a different price. I've done this too many times. So we get off the ship. We get our bags. We got 3 bags. I have a backpack. Melissa's got like kind of like a beach bag that we put on top of one. So I, of course, take 2. She has 1. We walk out. Getting through customs was great, but the moment we walked out, it was a madhouse. I mean, really bad. So the first thing I do, I've traveled so much with work and all that. I'm looking for signs. I see a sign right in front of me. Taxis, arrow to the left.
Did it open up your eyes?
As far as
I saw the sign. Okay. Sorry.
So I see it. So I said, Melissa, to the left. As I'm walking, I pass 4 more signs. Now I'm talking from the curb to where we are. It's 30 to 40 people deep. And you're trying to finagle through this crowd. And so many people have no idea where they're going, what they're doing. They had lines to get on bus shuttles in this part, which made no sense. But anyway, we get to the very end, and I'm looking around. This took like 25 minutes through traffic, knocking over people with your luck. It was horrible. I get there, I'm like, I find a Royal guy, and I'm like, where's the taxis? He's like, when you came off, you were supposed to go right. I said, all the signs say to the left. He goes, we changed that months ago.
That's so typical. So
I said, wait a minute. They're to the right, but you didn't change the signs. He's like, oh, obviously not.
There were customers fighting with, like, physically fighting with the, what do you call those guys? The longshoremen. When we got off the Spirit because of the exact same thing. The rules had changed, but the signs hadn't. And the freaking guys on the street were yelling at the customers for following the signs.
She's like, we have to fight all the way through that again? I said, yes. And then I'm sure it's not their fault, but nobody wants to drive a taxi anymore. And I
Steve Morales, I'll tell you what the consensus is. I'm staying home. I'm staying home with my 2 dogs. They bring me joy. Sorry, Larry.
So here again, I had a great cruise. It will not keep me from cruising again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you have to be prepared because I walked off the Icon and I was like, there wasn't one person without a smile on their face. That whole cruise, no matter what the worker was, they were killing themselves. And that's when Jamie and Sharon were like, well, you know, they put the best of the best on this ship because they're getting $10,000 a room now. We paid $3,000.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you just wanted to be treated like a customer, and I'm sorry, but if you're Diamond Plus versus your first cruise, I think you should get a few extra perks, like a little bit more.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And as a consumer, you don't get to that status without being loyal. Whether you're doing it for you can't be loyal to a cruise line if they're not providing you the expected experience each time. And like I say, it's not sustainable when they continue to change things. Like case in point for Larry, Diamond Plus. You got to Diamond Plus because getting to Diamond Plus was an enjoyable experience for you. You chose to stay loyal to that cruise line for that reason. And then one day somebody flips a switch and they say, okay, let's see what we can get away with now. Sadly, you know, we used to make fun of the Pinnacle Pauls of the world. I'd be really curious to get a Pinnacle Royal Cruiser on this live stream because I'll bet you a dime to a dozen. The Pinnacle's experience hasn't changed a bit.
Oh, I guarantee you it hasn't.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. There's no question about it. I
But
mean,
for the rest of us, it's
They get walked to their room when they check in with their baggage. They get walked to their room with their bags.
Yeah. And Steve makes a great point, Larry. We'll travel one way or the other, and I don't by any means, and certainly, Larry, I think you would agree. Although we've done a lot of discussions, and I think in a good way about some of the things that can affect us as, for the most part, our group is seasoned sailors. There's some newbies, but you know, they get the gist of things. We're not trying to say we're like, hey, I'm done with this cruising thing. That's BS.
No, not at all.
That's not it. It's just it's kind of like when people post on Facebook, tell us something about your day-to-day life that slightly annoys you, right? But when those things that start to slightly annoy you more, it's inevitable that you're going to ask yourself the question, is this worth it? Is it worth it? I'm not saying it's not worth it at this point, but
So
I'm saying
I'll just throw this
want
out
to
there.
be the customer. I don't want to be a number.
I had a casino deal when I did the Magic, and unfortunately, Melissa had something come up that she couldn't go, and I had to go by
Oh yeah,
myself.
you went solo. Yep.
Yeah, and so it was like day 5 or 6, and I could kind of feel it coming on. So I just don't do really well if it's like a really soft mattress, and I could feel a back pain coming on. Well, I woke up this day, and it was so bad, like I struggled just to get out of bed and I had to like crawl to the bathroom. It hurt that bad. And stupid me, I forgot to pack Aleve and Advil.
Super awesome
And
comment.
so literally I am trying everything to like be able to get out of the room to go to a shop and that. It was a port day. All of a sudden there's a knock on my door. And it's my room guy, and he's talking through the door. Lawrence, are you still in there? And I cracked the door open, and I'm like, he's like, what is wrong? I said, I got terrible back pain, and this is on me. I usually carry a Aleve spray and Aleve.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And I don't have it. And he's like, what do you need? I said, any kind of ibuprofen really at this point. I said, I'm going to try to get dressed and just get to a shop. And he goes, they're not open. We're at a port. They're not open. I'll be back. He came back. He brought me like 6. And he's like, I'm not saying to take them all, but if you need 2 now and 2 later, here you go until the gift shop opens. And I was like, I saw him later and I was like, dude, you saved me. Like, you have no idea how much pain I was in. He goes, yes, I did. And you were out of the room every day by like 7:30.
You told me not to hit Luna.
And here it is, 9:00, and I knew something was wrong.
Does this look like I've ever hit my dog? She doesn't even flinch. But I will hit you, my friend.
So I was like, you know what? I mean, I typically give the guys a good tip, but guess what? I left him like $100. When the cruise is over, I gave him an extra $100, and it was worth every dollar for him to be concerned about me and to do that for me. Yeah. So it's like, when I get good service, I tip them. I give it to them. But
and it's easy to forget, right? Like that these people are taking on long contracts with super long hours, and every week it's a new gaggle of people coming on board. But this is the profession that they chose, and for years it was done. I'm not even saying it's not being done successfully now, but I'm saying there's a trend. You can follow the stats, and for years it was done successfully. It just seems these days everybody's pissed. Let's be happy. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Hey, Larry. Let's wrap this up. My mic's cutting out again, and I've had enough of the audio crap.
Well, it's been a good show. It's good to be back. I'm sorry I missed the last. I guess I missed the last 2. Oh, the one was Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. So good to be back. I'm looking forward to our show next Wednesday for Christmas. How about that? You know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday show.
God bless us, everyone.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. So I saw Pam. She's like, who's going to tell me? I may not only be done with cooking here coming up soon, but I'm certain I'm about to quit this goddamn live stream. I'm so sick of this audio crap.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope I didn't bore you with my stories. Hopefully,
they were great.
Hopefully you thought the Abraham Lincoln one was half as funny as I did.
Yeah, Wendy Johnstone even says she loved your stories. Trevor says I couldn't even get extra hangers after asking 2 times. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my gosh, guys! I got mad, and it's. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Luna knocked off my microphone.
Now it's working again, though.
Oh my god. Now my microphone's caught in my freaking desk chair. I'm so sorry. I just get sick and tired of things working for a while, and now they Luna knocked off my stinking microphone. It was stuck in my desk chair. So I'm no longer angry.
Here's my recap. My recap is it was a great 2024 was a great year of cruising for me.
Oh shit.
I did the Icon, I had Bromania, I had Firenze when it was new. Of course, the 11 night London, Iceland, Norway cruise, which was amazing.
Comment.
I love cruising. I'll never stop. I'm just going to tell you the truth about my experiences. And again, I'd have to rate this overall cruise still like an 8. I had an amazing, great time.
Well, can I ask you a question though?
Yeah,
Are you quitting cruising?
No, there's no chance. I have like
Are
8
you sure?
books.
Because I feel like we could do a really cool thumbnail where we just say we quit. And then everybody clicks the link and they watch it and we say we quit not cruising as much as we used to.
We're not going to cruise anymore and do like this as a thumbnail. See how many viewers we get.
And then we come on, we're like, yeah, guys, we've reached a point. We've come to the point where, you know, we've looked at the numbers and we've decided that we're done not cruising as much as we used to. We're going to cruise more.
So the big news is my next cruise is the Carnival Horizon Coupe Cruise. 79 days. Can't wait.
My next cruise is the Oceania Wisdom.
Well, good for you.
It leaves in 2 weeks. I'm sailing with Kevin Counts. It's a 4-day itinerary, and it goes to Antarctica. It also goes to Fiji. And then it has a stop at Coco Cay.
Wow. That sounds like the world cruise to me. Good job. That one sounds great.
That was about as accurate as anything else I said.
Again, I'm going to be like Larry Thomas. Let's keep cruising. I'll never stop. But I'm never going to lie to people. I'm going to tell you exactly my experiences. I get over stuff very, very fast. I don't let things bother me.
I can attest to that.
I don't let things bother me. I don't brood over them.
Unless the Bruins lose the, Stanley Cup Finals, but that's another story.
It's like, I look at the positives outweigh the negatives, and they always will. And I will tell you this: the 3 hours we spent last night, you Arnold and I, that like really, really had it sink into me that the Coupe Cruise is right around the corner.
Oh yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. Like, the one thing, as busy as I've been, and I even said this behind the scenes to Kelly, whether you believe me or not, but the stuff that I've been doing for the Coupe Cruise, every single thing I've done for it has been like so enjoyable. Like, I've enjoyed it. Like it's been fun to like work with different people and talk about things and bounce off ideas and stuff like that. It's really got me excited for this one.
Well, last night I looked and I was like, oh my God, they're an hour ahead of me. They have got to be getting
we got
tired.
done. It was like 12:49.
Yeah, so I was like, I was tired, but I could tell you guys had to be really tired. And that's when I was like, hey, Arnold, send me the list. I'll double check them tomorrow. It's getting late. I know you guys are tired.
Okay, well, let's be honest. Did anybody double check the list? Because I certainly didn't.
I did. Yeah,
my brain was fried at the end of that last night.
Yeah, so that's why I did it. I said I'll do it today, and I did find a couple of mistakes we had.
Well, if I hadn't woke up with my face looking like Tom Billy Dave with the big goiter, and Arnold made that comment earlier that, you should probably keep this mic because I could cover up the big goiter on my face. Yeah, I saw it, Arnold. I may not have read it out loud, but I saw it. You're probably not even watching now, so Arnold, here's to you. Look at this photograph! It's a picture of my fat ass.
it was fun doing it. I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a challenge that we met, and
How
but
come I
it
didn't
was
hear
like
about the mistake that Arnold made? What was the mistake, Arnold? Say it
we
out.
had one couple down twice.
Who was it? Say it out loud.
The Landons.
Okay, so the Landons were in the mix twice.
They were
Okay.
in the mix twice. Yeah. So we kept saying, how do we have these extra people? We had them down at two different tables. So
I thought the Landons were sitting with the Bagocklers.
That you're right. Yes, but we also then missed them. We had them at another table too. So anyway, it was fun going through the list. I was looking it over. And
Oh my God, the whole night. Thank you, Steve. The whole night, we're going through this list, Steve. And we're like, oh my God. Like, how do you even, it's like the ultimate draft class. We kept going through the list and we're like, oh.
Because there's so many possibilities that we would say these people would do great together, but these people would do great together, and these people, and then I'd be like, I wish I could have more new people or people I haven't met before.
We took a lot of time to like say, okay, these are newer people. We need to get them with people that can like kind of, get them into the mix.
Give them the ropes. Give them the ropes. Like,
yeah,
answer basic cruising questions and make them feel at ease. And like, we didn't want to put a group of 10 people who have never cruised before at a table together. Like, they won't. You need to mix it up. And so we kept saying it. This people would be great with them. They'd be great with these people. So it was hard, and all I can say is we put a lot of time and effort into it. We're still not done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody, meeting new people.
Yeah, I got so excited because I've seen the list from Sharon a bunch of times, and there's 134 people.
134 people have paid in full. If we haven't thrown that out there. That's a big
As soon
group.
as I said that number, I saw the comment from Daniel Field that said, what's the head count? But
134.
As we were going across this list, and it's a long list, right? And I'm scrolling and I just smile and I smile and I smile because I realize how many connections we've made. As much as I don't want to say complained, but as much as we've shined a light on some of the things that bother us, in our favorite pastime. I was looking at that list last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. And there's so many new people too.
How about this? How about I would say, hey, do you know these people? And you'd be like, yeah, I know them. I'd say, do you know these people? Or I'd be like, yeah, I know them. And then you guys would say, do you know those people? I said, yeah, I know them. So it was like just from our different cruising experiences, we know a lot of the people. And to me, I mean, I'm all for meeting new people. Don't get me wrong, but the people you've met that you don't get to see that often, you get very excited to see them again.
Scott McNeil says this is going to be bigger than the vlogger cruise. Well, I can tell you this:
it's going to be more fun. I'll tell you that.
Everybody that's hosting will be present. Did I say that?
Well, we're not going to be stealing the limelight, but so
we're not going to be riding poles in the pool.
You missed our good friend Trevor's comment.
We're not going to be accusing people of showing their genitals in the hot tub. That's for sure.
So you missed Trevor's comment
because that happened on the vloggers cruise. Somebody
you said that. I thought we put the Landons at Trevor's table. He made the comment. Sorry, the Landons got put at the children's table.
Hey, I will say this, Trevor.
Or you put the kid table, and I pictured them at the shorter, small table at Thanksgiving.
What did Brandy say? She said very considerate. Yeah, I mean, and I swear, I got bum wrong, says Steve. I swear, we really, truly, we're trying to keep... The biggest frustration of last night, despite how well we collaborated together, Arnold had great ideas. Larry, I'm not saying ideas, but there were things we were trying to break it down. We had 134 people to separate and only so many tables, and we were trying to figure out as a collective, how could we, we can't have everybody at one table. So how can we collectively make it work? And I was really impressed. Even last night, I said it, and I still am today, at how many great ideas came through the mix. I won't lie to say that I was disappointed when we were all done. We took the list and we went down the list one by one to make sure that everyone was accounted for. We came up 6 people heavy. And that's when we said, you know what?
That's when it's time to go to bed.
It's bedtime, y'all.
It's time to go to bed. I'll go over the list tomorrow when I'm rested. But sorry to keep you guys up, but
no, we're not. We're keeping you up as long as we possibly can. We've been live for 2.5 hours. We still have to talk about the freaking socks and shot. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you didn't give out the Minty code either.
Oh, what a bummer.
Well, been a good show, and I promise next week's will be great too. And I'm very like I said, honest to God, I mean it.
Rams.
The doing the thing last night really made me realize that this cruise is going to be here fast. It's going to be here faster than we know it. And looking over all those lists, I was very excited to see people. Very excited to see so many people I've cruised with in the past, and then hearing stories about you guys about people I haven't met yet, and how
I'm excited to meet some of these people we've never met yet.
Right. And
because everyone that I know that we're sitting here talking to right now, I didn't know whether it was the Horizon on my first group cruise or whatever cruise we did along the way. I met them because I didn't know them. And I have 0.0 doubts that, you know, what we like to call the SAST ship show, the fam is growing. And I speak for all of us. It brings me joy. I'm so excited. And I was about to say, I used to get like apprehensive because when we found out how many people actually booked, I was like, well, you know, I don't know how many people are actually going to come, but you know, it was actually a much lower cancellation rate than we expected.
Yes.
But I was kind of like, wow, I got, but then I don't know what it was, but I realized there's only like 4 or 5 key points that we got to make sure we're locked in on. The rest of it, we'll take care of ourselves because we're such good cruisers, right? Like, it doesn't need to be an agenda. When it becomes an agenda like that, it becomes less fun. Yeah. And I can't wait. That's all I think about. Like I am so excited. I cannot wait, even for the meetup at the hotel the night before.
I've already talked to people that we're going with, and they're like, why is it so important for us to stay there? And I'm like, well, first of all the hotels are expensive, but we're doing a meetup before we even get on the cruise ship. And I'm telling you, we've done them in the past, and it's been like not a little bit of fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
I did the one where I had never met you, and there was other people I'd never met, but I'd seen and heard about, and
we literally talked about that last night.
Yeah, and it's like I'm just very excited about it. I thought
Wendy wants to know where the meetup is, Larry. Wendy Johnstone.
The Embassy Suites, and it's at the Embassy Suites that's near the airport.
Don't worry, you'll all have that information we'll before.
Put that on. Yep. So we chose that for a number of reasons, but main reason we chose it, there were so many people already staying there. So, and it just makes it easy to do it. But when we first talked about this, I thought I'll be happy with 50. I'll be ecstatic with 75 people. And we almost doubled that 70. It's like 134 is an amazing number, and I'm like dedicated to making sure everybody doesn't have a good time, has a great time.
It'll be in the app, says Arnold. Not only will it be in the app, but we'll have printed itineraries for those who don't have internet. We'll also have it'll be on the Ship Show Facebook group in case you want to do, however you want to look at it. But also, we will have Coop ambassadors that will have special. You'll know who the Coop ambassadors are, and they will have Coop ambassadors. Think ambassador, coop ambassador. Bagak ambassador. Coop ambassador is probably a better name. Questions can be directed straight at them. Tess is one. Tony Jackson is another. There's a couple others that I just haven't. What's the word? It's not volunteered. Voluntold.
Reach out to.
No, there's a couple I haven't voluntold that they're coop ambassadors yet.
But Jamie Wilhite, it makes me feel so good that you say that she's looking forward to celebrating her birthday.
Yes,
with 134 of her dearest friends.
Well,
that
Steve,
makes me feel really good.
It is. It's awesome because how in the hell could we ever say we were friends with Jamie Wilhite if it weren't for for this community that we're involved in? But Steve says, wait, so there's a land meetup. Yeah, the night before the cruise, we're all staying in Miami. We're going to meet up. I'm going to tell the rules. I'm going to be like, listen, y'all, this is what I expect. And if you don't follow them, I've got a direct line to the captain. He can stick you on a boat and send you back home quicker than you could say lickety split. That's the whole purpose. I'm just kidding. Steve says, wait, what? I don't know what.
So it's the Embassy Suites, Miami International Airport.
Super awesome comment.
Trevor says, I can be a coop ambassador, just not on day one.
Yeah, I'll attest to that. I can attest to that.
Listen, and I just want to apologize to the Landons right now. I'll do the best I can. I'm going to leave it up to Lolly to. Something tells me that we won't see
the true Trevor.
We won't see the willow-loving Trevor on day one, and if we do, then Lolly's the coop ambassador.
Yeah.
And you're out. John, am I staying near the airport? No, I'm staying in an Airbnb, but I'll be at the meetup if that's what you're asking. But what I was going to say
I'm
earlier.
staying at the Embassy Suite. I am staying there, and my other 8 people that are going with me are staying there.
Yeah, Tessa's got big plans. She's got events planned everywhere. Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, San Juan, Port-au-Prince. Yep, we said it together. And she has a special event happening on one of the sea days where she has procured transportation to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Not to mention, she was able to talk the captain into taking the whole group on a snorkeling excursion in the bilge of the ship. Which, there's a lot of cool stuff to find in there. If you're interested, just reach out to Tess. Oh, I forgot. Also, in Miami, there's a ski excursion that she's taking people on, which is probably why she can't make it to the meetup.
In the Everglades. Skiing.
Yeah, she's coming 3 days early. She can't make the meetup, but no, she's actually been able to make connections there in Miami. Off of the top of the highest hotel, they're going to stack a pile of snow on the side of the building, and people will actually be able to ski with a tether so they don't hurt themselves all the way down across Miami Beach and into the ocean. And that will be the start of the Coop Cruise if you're so inclined. Tess is all in on snorkeling in the bulge. I said bilge.
Oh my.
Tess, you better be at the meetup. You're coming 3 days early. I don't want to hear about some crazy plans you already made. That's the problem. You plan too much.
Yeah,
Trust the rooster.
Sometimes just go with the flow.
We have a no tolerance policy for Coop ambassadors not being at the meetup. So there you have it. I'm talking to you, Jamie Wilhite. I'm talking to you, to Pam Chicken Dance Chance. I'm talking to you, Rhonda Carney. You need to kidnap that woman. And as that fitness lady said back in the 80s, stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense.
Yep.
Larry, I'll bet you're wondering, you're probably sitting here thinking, should I still do this show with
When,
this guy?
no,
He's
I'm thinking
intimidating.
when are you going to hit the music? There. That's what I was
I read
waiting
your
for.
mind, Larry. I
Yeah,
know
you
what
did.
you were thinking.
When's he going to hit the music?
Hey, everybody, it's time to go. We went way longer than we ever thought we would. Larry, that was a great breakdown of the symphony. I'm not even a little bit unsurprised. I think you find your groove in the Freedom class ships with Royal, but that could change too. I heard there's a dinghy cruise going out of Nassau that's a lot of fun. I'm gonna look into that. You don't have a room steward, but I'm okay with that as long as I have a rope. And as long as if I get locked out of my cabin because I left my key card in the cabin, there's, you can kick it and the door will open. But Larry, thank you for all the insight there. Also,
my pleasure.
from the bottom of my subcockles, last night you really offered up a lot of good insight. I love you, man. You're my boy, Blue. Arnold, same goes to you. Trevor, same goes to you. Jimmy, I love you too, man. Even though a lot of people don't realize this, I'm going to give a ship show exclusive. They were booked on this cruise. They're not coming. So if any of you guys need to cancel, just let me know. My boy Jimmy's not coming. He's not coming. Yeah, the reasons are sketchy. I think there's something happening at In-N-Out Burger that week. I don't know. They're not coming. He was going to be my crutch. So you are left to the devices of Steve, Trevor, Larry, and Arnold. Good luck, y'all. Coop Cruise 2024.
See you next week for our Christmas extravaganza.
Yeah, the logo should have been your clock. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be nice to each other online. Remember, unless somebody tells you, I don't know if anybody saw this. Hold on real quick. Larry, did you see the comment I made on John Heald's post?
No.
I didn't say hi to Gina Bird. Well, John Heald posted a thing about a guy who they brought their whole family on the cruise and they were gonna I'll try to go to the post office test. They were going to do a gender reveal for their kids on the ship. Better turn that down before I get a text message. They were gonna do a gender reveal, and Carnival shut them down because he had
but it was outside.
Confetti cannon, right?
Outside.
So John Heald posted it and he responded, he's like, well, we can't have the confetti blowing overboard because that's a violation of maritime laws. So I commented, I said, listen, y'all, I'm all for not bringing confetti cannons on board, but while you're at it, could you please get rid of those stupid receipts we have to sign at the pool bar every time we order a stinking daggone freaking drink? And some lady commented back to me, and God bless her, because some people, they dig in and they just, she commented, she goes, yeah, but they disintegrate 4 seconds later. I said, so does confetti, but let me complain about these drink receipts in the only way I know how, because I've been laying in wait in this Facebook group for this post specifically to talk about these stupid receipts that we don't need in our lives. Maybe we could save a tree and save the cruise industry. That's all I'm saying.
Boom.
That's all I'm saying. Plus, I know for a fact, personally, there's a friend of mine. His name is Robert. He's an octopus. He lives just north of Nassau, right? And as the Carnival Spirit was cruising through that area, a bartender forgot to stick the pen that weighs less than the receipt on top of the receipt. That receipt happened to blow overboard, okay, Larry? That receipt went into the ocean. Now, Robert was swimming, minding his own business, but the receipt sunk down, blocked Robert's eyes, temporary blindness. Robert's got 8 hands, but you know, when it's right on your eyes, it's hard to get him up there quickly. In the process of trying to remove the receipt, he ran into his friend, Buddy, the starfish. Now, Buddy doesn't talk to him anymore, right? So I'd say that's more important than somebody's stupid, the gender reveal. Good night, everyone. Don't take any wooden nickels.
See you next week. Christmas extravaganza.
Okay. Sorry, I had to figure out a way to get out of